Yeah, the little lady. Yeah. Yeah, she's creeped me out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I had to be her.
Creepy.
For sure.
So I'd always watch with my siblings. They're 10 years older than me. We'd watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Monster Squad. Kick them in the nards.
Right.
And I love Monster Squad. Because that was like the movies we watched together in the living room. There's like one TV and a VCR.
I think we were completely demented from watching all the scary movies growing up, for sure.
What was your favorite franchise?
It would have to be Poltergeist.
Mine's Michael Myers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for this show. Gulf South Productions, Daniel Zada and the team for all events, concerts. They throw the big events. They do it right. Check out Gulf South Productions. Golden Gulf Insurance Services, property, casualty, home, auto. We got you. 228-207-0298. Match Spy Appointment Gautier. 228-623-7230. 50 to 8% off.
Coffee and beer is the greatest thing, dear. Sometimes I think about her in her lovely dress. She said she want coffee and beer. Took her down the street. Come on down, let's have ourselves a real good time. So coffee and beer.
I know.
Like, and then think about.
Is it a fad? Should we bring it back?
I don't think they even make. I think that's a
waterbed.
It might be an
we need Garrett to look up waterbeds.
That might be an insurance question.
Yeah,
insurance waterbeds.
I realized so many times in my life, people bring that in. They're like, yeah, it's got to be an insurance thing. And I'm like, I stop and think about it.
Do you know any? Do you know any?
I know a couple of agents. Probably none of them have any waterbed expertise other than some.
I'm pretty sure we can find something though.
You're the mattress guy. You should know these things, right?
No, I mean, there's no water beds unless it's like some guy
cool gel beds.
Some like hipster making like 5 a year, handmade. Like they don't. I mean, there's not like there anymore. It come in fads. Like you ever know? There's like a fad.
Someone's gonna bring it back.
So they always say, once happens, that it will always rehappen, come back around.
Like the George Foreman grill,
bell bottom grill, or jeans.
Yeah,
the Magic Chef.
The Magic Chef.
Has there been anything that's come around in y'all's days that's been around and then it came back around, like the perm or?
Yeah. The crimp. Yeah, crimp.
Crimp.
Yeah.
It went away.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is?
You know, it's like a flat iron that has like little zigzags. Crimp in your hair. Yeah.
It's like chevron.
Yeah.
Zigzags.
That's a chevron print.
That's chevron print.
That kind of swept the whole entire South for a while.
Oh, for real. I hated that. The chevron print on cakes. Oh my God.
They did
people wanted on cakes.
Yes. Then you had to line them up and it had. Like,
okay. Let's just start this off random. What's the randomest cake shape you've ever had to make? Or you had? I do want to know. I do want to know.
You can say it in a nice word, or you can say it how you want to say it.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Like have you made a pecker before?
Yes, several. Uncircumcised.
Guys, I mean, pecker is not a bad word. Okay.
Yeah, cream filled. All shades.
So really, Baker does your exotic cakes.
Do they go in person and make this order, or they just call on the phone?
I really like talking to people.
I was going to ask you.
They vet, like, I guess they're trying to vet whether see if I can like make it or not.
Okay.
You know, and the conversation is really you know, they try to keep it as professional.
If somebody else answers the phone, they're like, Sue, we got another one.
Yeah,
I come talk to this.
Like, keep it down on the details, please. But no, I want more realistic details.
Yes, very realistic. I get the veining in it.
So what about
what about
what I guess you want to bring in the other thing. You spray paint it.
I airbrush
it.
So one of my favorite memories, I guess, is one time I had to do a ass, you know, but you know.
Yeah.
So here I am, you know, shaping. I'm airbrushing it, and I'm like getting down into it, you know, with the airbrush machine, and I get fire inspected. So it's, you know,
Biloxi Police Department.
Yeah, no, fire department. So it's got about like 4 guys walking around, you know, and they're like, no, don't stop what you're doing.
Do you blame them though? They're like they walk around the corner and it's you like you're wearing your apron and you're like, you gotta.
No, I'm like eye level. I'm in the, you know, and I'm trying to get the shade.
Tongues hanging out and you focus.
The shading on there.
Stevie B playing in the background. You're just really into it.
No, more like Baby Got Back. You know? For sure.
So
no, but I mean, like I've had some really neat stuff. You know, I think people come up with different
What's the
concept.
longest cakes for you to make though? Where you're like, that's going to cost you
hyper realistic 3D cakes. I just did a cake for Sean Miguel for his birthday, and I did a shoe. It was
like an Air Force One.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like those are details, like
How long did it take you to make that cake?
it just depends. Sometimes I have to walk away from stuff, as I do things.
Throw things around.
Or I'm multitasking because it's not the only thing that I'm doing, so, and I have to plan out, different things that go, the elements on the shoe.
What if you make a cake, like you made a really nice cake, but you forgot an ingredient for the cake?
Then
like
you have to.
Like, have you ever done that where you're like, oh, it doesn't taste good?
No. I haven't done that. Don't jinx me. I hate you.
I mean, as far as your batter and everything goes, is that a family recipe?
Yeah.
Is that something you've discovered, or is
I think everything that I do at the bakery is like based on my taste, if that makes any sense.
Oh, definitely.
Because there's certain things like I feel like elements, like say for instance, like even the king cake or whatever, like I think of stuff like you can't have like too sweet of this, or I feel like there's certain balances of stuff, So
are we signing you up for Cake Boss on Netflix?
Yeah, I know. I've been approached about those shows and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I can.
I say do it.
No, you have to take a lot of time.
We're
away.
doing a show called Cooking with Crow. We might have to have you and Crow.
He's starting with a crock pot. Everything like he's gonna do trap music in a crock pot.
Oh wow!
Because if you ever see his he does Instagram stories and he's like, ooh, crab legs.
Yeah,
it's
like crab legs in his crock pot.
I'll have to check that out.
It's gonna be him and Bush Light.
Okay.
We got married this weekend. It was an amazing. The wedding was awesome. Crow's wedding was awesome.
Yeah, Lilian was there. Her and Micah. Shout out Micah Shepard. Had lunch with you today. It was good to see you, bud.
Good to see. I had lunch with you too.
Yeah.
Okay.
At PePe's.
Haven't seen Micah's dad.
That's right.
Oh wow.
It was a family reunion.
Yeah. All at PePe's. Every time I go there, if I went out to find Micah Shepard, I go to PePe's. Oh, for sure.
We were walking in, I pointed at the Jeep, and I was like, "Oh, imagine that! I guess you see."
Takes up 2 parking spots. Just kidding. he parks sideways.
He's that guy.
He's that.
So, Lilian, how did you let us talk you back into coming on the show? Because
I had a lot of fun.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
All right. All right, is this margarita for me? Because I feel like okay. All right, I just saw it
You're the
sitting
only
there.
one not partaking.
Has anybody asked you to do like a gold flake cake? Where you're like, come on. I feel like gold flake messes up with the taste to me.
Oh yeah, there's gold. For sure, like gold elements in the cake.
Are you
and,
a fan of taking a bite of gold? I've had a little bite and had the little gold
leaf and stuff like
Not
that.
for me.
I mean, it's the same thing as doing gold slogger or whatever. It's
I
like
would-
that whole. It's kitschy. You know what I mean? It's like.
So when I think cakes, I think I'm good with some sprinkles, like a little crunch or some little chocolates. That's what
Confetti cake.
Confetti cake. You're a funfetti kind of guy.
I'm more now into
Are you elevated your?
I like a
cake?
chocolate
palate.
I'll tell you what, I like a chocolate cake.
I do too.
Just a solid chocolate cake and a glass of milk.
You know what? I am a fan of most cakes. I don't think there's a cake that I really don't like.
What do you think about milk?
Milk?
Yeah.
I love milk.
Okay, but are you a 2% milk person?
No.
You're talking red top here.
I love full fat milk.
Okay.
Whole milk.
That's my
Whole
favorite
milk.
line on Napoleon Dynamite. You know that?
Did you know?
I see you're drinking low fat milk.
Did you know?
Is that because you think you're fat?
Did you know he made $1,000 on that movie? Did you know that?
$1,000.
He made $1,000 when he filmed that movie. Did it in 22 days. Made $1,000.
That's crazy.
But it was such a hit that they gave him $1 million bonus. But he only made $1,000, and it was 22 days of a shoot.
And he has a twin brother.
Does he?
Yeah, they say he has a twin brother.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
When's the last time?
Can you imagine being the guy that looks like Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
but not necessarily being
You'd
him?
probably get approached all the time. I'd use it to my advantage, to be honest.
Right? I'm sure you can.
Like, it depends who's asking.
Right. I mean, what kind of clubs do you get in with that?
I don't know.
Not
Probably a
really.
few once it came out, the
Just
fad.
right? For sure.
It's all about vibe. I mean,
I haven't watched that movie in probably 2 years.
I was
Yeah, only 2
actually,
years is only.
I was watching, it was like top funniest moments in movie history. And it was like a few different scenes that had been voted. And one was 21 Jump Street, whenever the girl cops were talking about busting all the
Holly
kids. And she's like,
Robinson,
finger
yes.
popping your assholes. And he's like, we're not finger popping each other's ass. That was one. And then the Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was the Otter Pappy from Life. That was one of the funniest scenes voted in movie history. I'm a movie buff. I've seen it.
Oh,
all.
I
Keep
know.
going. That was funny.
Yeah.
I pick up most random things, from movie lines. So Like I said,
Drop me another one.
the Napoleon Diamond. That is one of my favorite lines for sure.
Would
Where
you?
he sits there and he asks her, when he's like flirting with her, and then he's like, "I see you drinking 2% milk. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you're not. Because you could totally drink full fat milk if you wanted
the awkward compliment. We've all done it.
I do that all the time. I'm like, I see you drinking Bush Light. Is it because you think you're fat? You could totally go full carbs. if
Full
you
bush.
want.
Full bush.
Full bush.
All right.
God.
Not
I drink
smooth.
Bush Light. I drink Bush Light.
So I started drinking bush lattes at the hunting camp a couple of years ago. Shout out to Crow. He's the one who got me on them, but he had them at his wedding, camo can and all.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty classy. Yeah. It was a good time though. I enjoyed myself there.
Are y'all like total beer connoisseurs? Are you
No,
totally
absolutely
from
not.
that? No.
I hate drinking, to be honest with you. I hate being hungover.
It's definitely hard on your body these days.
It's getting
sure.
to be to where it's almost
Especially he's
unbearable.
26 though. He's 26. He's complaining.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it's I started to get on this beer fad. I wouldn't call it a fad, but whenever I met Scott Hickson over at Hops and Growlers,
Love Scott.
and he just had all these different types of beers, and he took so much pride in like
He's so
just
knowledgeable.
preparing them for me.
Yeah, he's so
like,
knowledgeable.
you would like this because of
Stouts.
this.
I brought him he got a stout one time. He got Billy Wright.
Oh yeah.
He got
that's a good
Billy
one.
Wright, and it was like,
Yeah, but then I
This is a
realized that
beer.
they're like 8 times as more alcohol and
Well, Scott
like 3
always
beers, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Scott starts pouring you stuff, and he's like, "Drink this." And then when you're done with that, he goes, "How did you like that?" He goes, "You know what? Take this one." Next thing you know, you're drinking all these different beers. and-
Isn't it dope to have friends that are like that though?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that's how it should be. I mean, it's not like that for everybody, but
Yeah,
sometimes
we totally feed it. I think Lily and I totally feed people because we're like, "Eat this." Are you
Yeah.
done with it? Yeah, we're like any of the parties that we have for sure.
Hell yeah.
We're total.
I think
foodies.
I think one of the best things you make, and I know you probably the bushwhacker. I gotta give you a credit on the
Yes.
bushwhacker.
Bushwhacker is
Thank you.
amazing.
And I mean, your food is amazing. I mean, salsa bar. Shout out to salsa bar.
I know you were
Salsa.
excited when it came back.
Absolutely, we did a whole commercial about it.
Well, I think when you hit them flavors, if you're in the mood and you want to let's say you want to just get a plain, just a taco, but you get a couple of different sauces in there, and you just it kind of just
Oh yeah, the habanero.
changes the whole entire thing.
The
You're like, what the-
habanero cream is
Yeah.
where it's at.
So, how do you come up with these recipes? Is it something that's y'all are just experimenting with, or is it something that you had a recipe for?
You just get an idea in your head and go in the kitchen and just whip it out.
That's how I used to do it. So, what's next? Can Jordan and Matthew get our own salsa brand?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we need to go in there.
Wait, you need to describe the flavor profile on that.
We have a
Hot.
suchata. We have a we have a drink.
I have a drink named after me.
Oh, really? What is it?
Suchata.
The Suchata.
Suchadas.
We
Okay.
can do
What goes in it?
That's a family secret.
Okay.
You have to
So
tell her.
it's just-
Tell him what it is.
It's like Christmas.
Do you know what horchata is?
Rum chata.
No horchata.
Horch-
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Something similar to that.
Okay.
But
There's
you know,
horchata
like,
in it.
but no. So she texts me and she's like,
Oh,
"We're coming."
God. You're telling
So
this
she's
story.
coming. She's like, it's got horchata. She's like, "You've got to come try it." So she like literally delivers it to me, and I was like, I loved it because I was like, horchata. It's a rice drink.
Okay.
Being Asian.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
You're Asian? You're Asian?
I
I,
was
didn't
like-
know that shit.
I said, I love it. I said
Damn.
the got rice joke. I was like, yes. I said
I
got
had
rice all the
no
way.
idea.
And she was like, oh my
I
God, I
could've
totally,
died.
she's like, I would have never named. I'm like, you didn't name it because of the rice drink. Yeah. And then I was
No.
kind of,
I did not.
Or
But
did
the-
you?
but the description of the drink was amazing.
Okay.
She gets creds on that one for sure.
So is it on the menu and you can order it now? Like,
Yeah, you can order it. It's frozen.
It's got to be kind of dangerous though, making a bunch of drinks. I mean, do you do this once a month? I mean, is
No,
there
I've been on it for a while now.
is there a lab day though when you come up with these creations? I mean, like,
In the bakery and I think the restaurant, I think we get
you just-
inspired.
yeah,
Like
you
we
get
literally get
inspired.
inspired about stuff.
Yeah, you're literally driving, and then you're like, you know what would go really well with this and this, and just throw it all together.
Or we've gone places or we've eaten
Yeah.
stuff and we're like, you know how we can level this up? And then like, I know
Oh,
we
shit.
literally should be 500
so y'all
pounds.
y'all
I
are just a bunch of
promise.
foodies that own restaurants.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, it makes sense
100%.
now.
I'm not a baker, so if I see something that I like, I'll send her a screenshot and be like, you know what would be really cool if we did this with this, and she was like, but
But, yeah. You gotta ask her about the time she tried to be a baker.
so you burnt something?
No. She
thought-
wishes she could burn it.
pretzels. Everybody has them.
Yeah.
How difficult could they be?
I don't know. I think I made them one time as a kid.
Okay,
What?
well,
Yeah, just like my mom had me in the
I know, I
kitchen
love-
whipping it up.
I
Kathy
decided
Brooks.
I was gonna make some pretzels. I used a whole.
Are we talking big pretzels or
Yeah,
are we
like
talking
the
tiny
big,
pretzels?
the Bavarian
Oh, okay.
pretzels. They're
Annie
like the beer
Ann's.
cheese.
I'm thinking you're making little ones.
No, she's talking about like the beer cheese. So
Okay.
like, you know, like literally like make this a
homemade
meal.
beer cheese, like it's gonna be legit. So I buy this bag of flour because break it, brand new. Bust it open. Use the whole damn thing. Not one pretzel to show for it. Not one.
Is it in the lack of preparation? Did you read a Google article?
It was all around bad. No, she said hot water as in.
I tried to do it by myself for like 45 minutes before. I sent it to her as a picture 45 minutes later, like so she could laugh. Like, I tried doing this, I failed. And she was like, well, it's not with hot water. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
No, when I said did you use warm water? She's like, yeah, I use hot water and everything. And I was like, okay, and I'm like going through the steps, like what could have went wrong. Okay, I'm like measurements, like I'm going through the steps of like why this was a fail, right? Because she's like, it's not happening. And I said, well, how hot was your water?
I boiled it.
Boiling. Piping.
I was like, dude, you killed the yeast.
You
I
made
was
a
like-
tea?
Yeah, I was like, you killed the yeast. Like, she was like, well, how hot? It was hot. I'm like, it should be laced. I'm like telling her, like, your body is at 98%,
Which is
I'm
pretty
like, so
hot.
I'm thinking it's pretty hot. You just got to get like a little bit more than that. She's like, well, how hot is hot? And I was like, just a tad bit, I'm like 100, 110, something like that. I'm like, you don't want to go past a certain degree before it starts killing the yeast or active. I'm like, did you put sugar in it? Because, you have to activate it and all this other stuff. And then when we found out that she boiled the water, it just killed the yeast. I mean, we were dying.
Did it deflate you, or have you tried to go back and correct?
No. It was more, so much more than
It was the whole thing. I took it personal.
she was like, I am really good in the kitchen. She's like, I promise you. She's like, I could take a recipe and then she's like, I level it up, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't know why. We're talking, it got to the point where she was sending Micah out to the grocery store to buy
Yes.
more and more ingredients.
He kept going to run because we'd run out of stuff. At first you buy a little pack of yeast. That's all you need for the recipe, right? After three trips to the store, I finally was like, you know what? It's just, we can't be good at everything.
No,
Yeah.
she was like, maybe it was expired. She goes, I checked the expiration date. I was like, okay, yeah, that could happen. I was like, just get it. She goes, no, bruh, brand new pack. So I mean, we literally went through all this stuff. And then I was like, well, how are you measuring it out? And she's like, I'm not fucking stupid.
I switched it up. After she said that, I pulled out a whole other measuring cup thing set because I was like, well, maybe these are wrong for some reason.
No, and then we find out she was like packing it in there. Like she was like, I was packing it like to the side of the bag and everything. I was like, well, then that's kind of where you're
And how long ago was this?
a month ago.
I'm not counting. It's like
Damn.
37
So
days.
too soon.
this is still
Too
fresh.
soon.
This is a fresh
It
one.
won't happen again.
I'm
But
gonna try it again, but I'm gonna.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, you can't let it.
No,
keep
and then I
going.
sent her a recipe, another
She did.
recipe. And then she's
Easier
like,
recipe.
Yeah,
well, no.
Less steps.
But it was so funny. 'cause
Let your water cool down a little bit after you boil.
she was like, bruh, it's still happening. And that's when I was asking, I'm like, well, how much flour are you using?
Anyway, another subject. I can't bake.
But it was awesome.
yet.
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 Always
I
yet.
know.
You
I
have a
said,
good
but.
teacher.
But yes,
Why don't you just go do a class with her?
I was checking.
Hands on.
I was busy that day for something. What was
Were you
I
cooking
doing?
this at the restaurant or at your
No, she was
house?
at the house.
Okay.
Honestly, like I look at recipes all the time, and it's not that you would think it's not that difficult. So I'm like, I'm not gonna bother Sue when she has a whole life. Like,
Yeah. That's smart. We were talking about that
I would
earlier.
bother the shit out of you.
I know.
Order some pretzels.
How do I make my sprinkles purple?
Yeah. Dude, I'm like the Butterball hotline during
I wanted
Thanksgiving.
3D.
I promise you, people call all the time and they're like, this, that, and the other.
Oh, I'd
Can
be-
I substitute?
If I'm trying to figure out how to do something and I got a friend that knows how to do it, you better
sure,
believe
I'm
my ass is
calling.
yeah, I'm FaceTiming you step by step.
You say, well, you know what's so funny? I think I put salt in the wound because then I ended up going to Fly Llama. And they had
Shout
the
out.
big pretzel.
Yes.
And then I like
Yes.
I sent it to her and I was
The
like,
same day, like
I-
within 30 minutes.
within 30 minutes,
If
I
they
said,
can do it.
I said, you could totally be on your way here and enjoy this with me right now and let's have a beer. And she's like, no, I'm determined to do this. Like, okay.
Yeah, and like a bag of pretzels
hour
at the
later.
store is like maybe $1.50.
So
Yeah, but that's the hard part. She's not talking about that kind of shit.
so we have talked to Dave earlier today. Shout out, I've got some file line right here.
Love Dave.
He reached out to us. We have a crawfish beer, our little craw.
Yeah.
Thank you for the pink taco hat because that's been a hit. But and you can get that at Charisma, guys. You want some local, go to Charisma, get your crawfish beer hats. But Dave reached out, was like, he's gonna be doing some crawfish bowls. And he's like, I'd like to do a collab at crawfish beer. We'll figure out how to make it work. So hopefully
shout out,
February,
That's cool.
we're gonna
That'd
be
be
doing
cool.
a collaboration with them because I mean they're right by our office.
We will plug you.
But their pretzel is fire.
It is
I'll have
good.
to go.
Yeah.
All right, we got some comments over here. Let's see. Marissa says, look at these beauties. Shout out Marissa. She's the one who actually helped me come up with the nickname,
Yes.
Sulian. So what do y'all think of that? Is that okay? I've been seeing y'all together for a hot minute, and I was like, we got to name them something. Brangelina came to
Bennifer,
mind.
yeah.
Something like that. I think it's stuck. Is that the first time that y'all have heard that?
Yes.
Okay, it's probably not going to be the last. We're going to start a thing.
It's
We're
usually
probably-
Cheech and Chong.
We're probably going to get shirts made.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong is our favorite.
All right. Ben says, finally got some ladies on the show. LOL. That's right, Ben. But you look pretty good on the show too, bro. Like, but all right, let's see. Brittany says, laugh face. Do it, Sue. The freshest milk, Sue. The freshest milk.
Yep.
Yeah, none of that 2% whole milk.
Yeah, none of that.
I can't do it.
You can't do 2%.
No, because Emily like well
We've been on. What's
I'll-
the blue? What's
That's
the
low
blue?
fat.
It's like in a different kind of.
go
No,
fudge
it's not a
yourself.
gallon. It's like fresh milk. I can't remember what it's called.
It's organic milk.
Organic milk.
That's what
okay.
I'm talking about. Emily got on that kick. Sometimes I might
It lasts twice, 3 times as long.
it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I won't drink a gallon of milk. It take me.
It doesn't
years to
taste the
drink.
same.
No.
Cold.
Yeah,
Let's say you
cold.
have a couple Oreos.
Oh, I can't do warm milk. It has to be
No,
cold.
but I'm saying like
Cold.
you can that milk in that little container, whatever the blue
Mhm,
top
yeah.
container. I get it. It's like it's very cool because it says organic on it.
Right.
It's really cool. But the red top, cold glass, a little thicker.
Yeah.
Only thing I put my
in
milk.
there.
Only thing is cereal. That's the only thing I eat milk with. Really.
And I can't have I have to have the perfect ratio of like milk to cereal and the texture. Like I can't have it
What's your favorite cereal?
Ooh, that's too hard.
Oh come on!
That
Cinnamon
is
Toast
no.
Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, really?
Yeah.
I like Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Yeah.
but all-time favorite Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles is fire.
But
For
you
sure.
you literally got 20 seconds to
Yeah.
finish that bowl.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, that's what I'm
smash
saying.
it.
Well, my sister got me this cool bowl. My sister got me this cereal bowl where you have the separation and then you just put the cereal.
Oh,
and
really?
you, like
Wait a
drop it
minute.
in there and then eat, and then drop it in there.
So who in the hell thought Rice Krispies would be good with milk?
It's super good.
No,
I love
with
all
no
kinds
sugar.
of
With
You gotta
cereal.
add
no
sugar.
You
Yes,
cannot-
I like it without sugar. Yes,
Oh,
Lillian, what's your
come
favorite?
on.
I do.
I don't like milk or cereal.
You don't like milk or cereal?
Man, I used to.
Okay.
I used to
So
tear
you and
up.
Micah ain't gonna make it forever, girl.
Forever. I'll take.
Does
what
he
I
still
can
eat
get.
cereal? Micah?
I can cook. Did you miss that part?
What? No,
But
but I
does
mean,
Micah always eat your cooking?
no, but we were
There
roommates
you
for a
go.
long time, though. I'm just saying, like, there's a cup. All of us. I mean, we did kind of it was pizza rolls, cereal, pretzels.
I still smash cereal.
Yeah, pizza. Food.
Yeah.
I'm on that special cake right now with the clusters,
Mm.
the nougat.
Do you do the honey bunches of oats? That's pretty good. Too.
Every now and
That's
again,
good.
they're kind of dry.
I love all kinds of cereal. To be honest with you, every once in a while, I mean, even like I hate to say.
What was
it,
your favorite
breakfast.
cereal as a kid?
That peanut butter.
Smacks,
Reese's.
Not the Reese's.
Puffs.
Was it the Captain Crunch? Well, there was Captain Crunch ones, and Captain Crunch is fire.
Ooh, all berries.
But I love regular Captain Crunch.
No, why do you,
Yes, I know. it's
Before the
crazy.
Crunch Berries.
Yep, before the Crunch Berries.
do you like the generic brands or do you like the name?
There's
brands?
only one generic brand that I like. You know
Fruit
that that Smacks, that one that has the.
Oh yeah, the little
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, the generic brand
Okay,
tastes
okay,
way
okay,
better. Let
okay.
me tell you why. It's not as sweet, and there's like that.
Okay.
There's a caramel-like taste to it.
Correct.
I am a dip. I'm serious. Probably 8 boxes of cereal in my
Right now.
right now,
So what
and my child has become me, and that.
what I've been eating for the last few years, I love is I got Oliver doing it is the eggs in a basket, simple to make.
Yep.
You know, eggs in a basket, and then just your traditional egg sandwich, little salt and pepper, little mayonnaise.
Cash loves cinnamon toast in the morning.
Some
Yeah,
Toast
you
Crunch
just
is
like,
fine.
yeah, and I'm like,
Are we talking the butter spread?
yeah, no, not butter spread, real butter. Yeah, not fake butter. There's no fake butter in my house. There's
None
no
at
more.
all.
No.
Can you make butter?
Yeah, you can make. Yeah, there's no. I
Can you
cringe.
churn butter though? Like you have a like.
You want to watch me churn butter? I could do
Are you
it.
doing it? Are you like,
Do you have that? Do you do that?
You can do it in a mixer.
What's your go-to butter?
Oh,
Land O'Lakes?
I love the whipped butter for sure.
Okay.
But have you ever churned butter?
Yes.
yeah, she has to. Yeah.
Have you?
Well, I'll
I've
put-
never done it. I've worked in several restaurants.
Can I tell you that I've been in Mexico and they put it on a mule and we went walking and it turned into butter?
So let me ask you this.
Wait,
Facts.
yeah, you can
No,
tell us that
facts.
story. What the
that's
mule
where I'm
did a
Yeah.
And where
magic
it's-
trick and was like abracadabra and it turned to
No,
butter.
they put it in a little saddlebag. They put it in a little saddlebag.
We have video of this.
I was a child. I lived this. Yes.
So they just lied
We
to
were like
you and you
15
believe what they
minutes.
said.
It might have been it might have been a trick, but you know what? That's real. Hey, I was
It's real to
inspired.
me, damn it.
I was inspired, and look at where I'm at now. Okay.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk about where you're at now. When did you open that building? That building's been there for a minute.
Yeah. So we were actually in the building next door to it because my parents had a market there, an Asian market. We gotta go fast. Like we need to go way back.
Go
Let's go
North,
back.
like,
Let's
way
go
back, way
back. Yeah, let's
Like
get there.
how Sue even got to Biloxi.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
1990 what?
Oh yeah. Okay. So in the 80s.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
We were
So
there.
we were
What
there.
Were
Okay.
you fat? Like, were you wearing neon? Were you wearing bright colors?
Bruh,
pastels?
we totally matched.
Okay.
We had like, members only jackets and like that kind of like that was the feel
I
back
still
then.
wear members only.
Yeah, it was pimp. My dad loved it, for sure. So I was born in San Diego. All our family lives on the West Coast, where we're like the
Hippies.
black sheep of the family to move to the South. My parents decided to take a cross country trip and see America. And they got on 8, which connected to 10, and they went all the way across to Florida. So they were stopping off in different towns. And when they got to Biloxi, they had friends that lived in San Diego that moved down here, and they were telling them like the shrimping industry and, telling my dad like, the city of Biloxi. My parents came down here and totally fell in love with Biloxi back then. It was just small town. Like my parents thought that they could like totally raise the family here. The climate was more like what they were used to, it's just a slower pace than what California was.
Yeah.
And so my parents decided to sell the restaurant and, pack the family and move here. And my dad was going to get a job on the boats,
What kind of restaurant?
It was a Chinese restaurant, like a Asian food, so in San Diego. It was
Like
called
a buffet?
No, not necessarily, but it was, what I remember is as a kid, because it was like in one of those shopping centers. It was called Lee Garden. It was named after my mom. And I remember we used to be next to a weight loss clinic. How
Shut
messed
that
up?
down.
How messed up is that? Like
How
I
many
just
Have to walk in smelling the food.
no, I was a child, like I remember like these are bits and pieces of
Did they
memory
always
that-
go to the weight loss clinic and then come to y'all?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
as an adult, I realized that I'm like, how fucked up was my parents to do that
Look,
to people?
I tell you, I'll tell you right now.
Genius, though.
Genius. I
They're
know.
probably breaking all
My
their
dad was
values
probably
and
like-
walking straight out of the weight loss clinic and
and
straight
you
over
can
there.
smell the like the food cooking, but
They're not, but I mean, you see them now, like, they kind of fade away, but that's some of my favorite.
yeah.
They're kind of my favorite restaurants. Go to the little Chinese restaurant on, was it is it Courthouse?
What was your favorite Chinese restaurant down here? You have 3 seconds.
Oh, Chong's Garden used to be fire back in the day.
No, back to were you of the time of
The gold, whatever the one was by Rite Aid.
Chinese Happiness was legit.
Pops Ferry. What was that one?
Pops
There
Fair?
was one in Pasadena.
But do you remember Hunan's?
Hunan's was fire.
Right, and then
We were
the
at
one that
Hunan's
was
and it
across
caught on
from
fire.
the one across from where the Beau Rivage is now. What
Mm,
is that called?
I don't remember
Shoot,
that
I'm going
one.
blank.
I don't remember
They
that
had the
one at
best
all.
lemon chicken.
The one, mine that I always went to is the one that's been there forever. It's the one on Courthouse next to Chillville used to be.
Mm-hmm. Chinese. What was that called? I'm going blank.
So
I'll
they've
think
been
about
through
it
like
later.
5 or 6 different
You
names
can't go
now.
wrong with a little fried rice, lo mein, sweet and sour chicken.
Yes,
General
Noodle.
chicken.
Did you ever try Yes Noodle in D'Iberville?
I went wherever my parents took
Oh my
me.
god.
Right.
So
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back. So my parents sold the restaurant, moved down here, went on their first trip. My dad went on the first trip on the shrimp boat, got horribly seasick. It was like, I can't do this. So what now, right?
Just moved my whole family in.
I know, right?
Explained it now.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how he met Richard. Go on. I don't know how. I don't know if he just started working there, but since this is like in the 80s. So I think because my parents spoke, English well enough to be translators, at the factory. So my dad ended up working for Richard and being a translator as well as working there. I think he took over the ice house and was, being the liaison.
So how old was I whenever that was going on? Do you remember?
I don't think you were born yet.
Probably not born yet.
No.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
86.
You maybe Kathy was pregnant with you. I don't know.
Yeah, so long time.
Yeah,
long time.
for
So your
sure.
dad worked the deals on the pier.
Yeah. So
Like,
then
you're "Hey, you're getting this.
so my mom was
Right.
working in the factory for Richard again, same thing where she was translating and so I think they did that for a few years until they opened up the market, like an Asian market, right there at the building next to us. And I think they had it for about 19 years. And then
What does that consist of? Like the Asian market?
like a Lee supermarket.
Okay, just like that. Had it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So back in the day, you think about it, like the first generation here, they didn't really eat too much of the like quote unquote American food.
Wouldn't get
so-
no fish sauce
They
there.
weren't at Ryan's Steakhouse.
Yeah, they were, legit food. So we would be like, importing the foods and, that kind of stuff, like your staples,
Yeah.
And so they had that for about 19 years,
Did they sell food out of there to like cook food?
Yeah, I mean, like ingredients.
Dude, you can
Not
get,
only ingredients.
No, you
so
get a
there
side
wasn't
hustle.
an actual kitchen
Could you
there.
get a whole thing? I'll tell you what, growing up is I remember always going to my grandma would always bring places and you get a whole stack of egg rolls.
Yeah.
Like they would just be like, hey, you want a 50 pack? Like,
Well, yeah, we'll see. And then the thing is, like, when we moved down here, I moved down right there on the point, and my next door neighbors were like, Lily Lawson, the people that own old Biloxi
Mhm.
scooters. So, like, that whole family, the Crusoe family, so the girl that owned Scratch Kitchen, like Brittany, I've known her since she was a baby,
Right.
So, like, that was like my family, meaning like that's how I grew up. So, we were learning how to make gumbo and this, that, and the other. Like, the kids would, like, their grandkids or whatever, they would eat whatever. And we would, my mom would make, they'd come over, Miss Lee, are you making egg rolls? Or, so I think that's where we got our like Southern flair, learning how to make,
I mean, you grew up on the point, you're going to learn something,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is either going to be how to defend yourself or
I know that.
how to make money.
Yep, I know that
like-
too. What else? Come at me.
It's
Come at me.
cutthroat down
was
there.
Oak Street always that spot?
What do you mean that spot? Meaning like
I'll tell you right now, like I mean, because like I have like I would say I have a Vietnamese family.
mhm.
I kind of grew up in that culture. I dated Vietnamese girls. I mean, shout out to Scott and my boys, but always my brother married a Vietnamese girl. Her family lived off Oak Street. I remember them getting married at the church right there on the right, kind of by your spot.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was my first time, and I was like,
The first time.
like at a Vietnamese.
Chariot.
Well, look, my first time at a Vietnamese funeral was.
Oh yeah.
I had to wear the white band.
Yes,
had to
yes,
shave my
so-
beard. That's the only time I shaved my beard. I shaved my beard, and I was watching them because their burial is way different.
It's completely different.
And there's rankings like generals,
Yep.
unks.
So you can know by like, their attire, the dress, like that's how it's supposed, used to be, like you would tell like, okay, that's the mother, that's the, and then the grandkids or whatever is based on what the,
So what did the white band mean?
it is
What was his rank?
White boy.
white boy.
No,
I mean, because, like it would be like, whether it's your son or the grand, like representing of the family, so.
Yeah, I learned this. It's so easy with I love Vietnamese culture is, be respectful, like loyalty.
Loyalty for sure.
If you offered food, you eat it.
It's
You're offered a shot, you take that shot.
Mhm.
They tell you to karaoke, you did
carry-
karaoke. And you know what I mean? And like
Oh,
people
yeah.
see me all the time, like I love blood clot. Like
Yeah, the
when
wig.
people
Yeah.
see me eat it, they're like, what? I'm like,
Well, I mean, that's like boudin.
yeah.
They have, but I think that's kind of like where, Lily and I, like culture wise, like we're on the same page with so much stuff. And I think that's kind of where we've like had that connection too.
What do you think one of my favorite snacks is? And Emily's like, I don't know why you do this. I have it all the
the
time.
macaw, the cuttlefish,
It's dry shrimp.
the dry shrimp?
It
Yeah.
says dry-
Oh, have you tried the cuttlefish?
I
The little
have,
strips? You probably had that.
yeah,
Where they pour the cognac on
Yeah.
and burn it too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I remember, and here's one of my favorites too. And Emily actually makes a good pho and spring rolls.
Spring rolls.
You can't go wrong. Like, there's nothing like sitting around like a little pan, and you got some Heinekens, and you got some ingredients, and you making spring rolls, and you're having a conversation. I can eat about 10 of them.
We should be doing that
I think
right
it says,
Yeah,
how do
why
I not
aren't
know Sue?
Oh,
Bart.
Bart. That's the bicycle, Biloxi Bike Works.
Yeah, I see them. It was like Fridays, I think.
Yeah,
It's like
all the time.
I want to come out there with the boombox.
He was on the
and be
show
like,
last
"See
week."
me rolling.
Do it. Make him a song. Make him a sign. We'll come there.
Let's do it.
All right. We got Richard Hawthorne. The ladies in the house. We just went to his grand opening.
Yeah. What up, Austin?
Austin says,
Look,
White pillars. I'm telling
look,
you.
your mama's on there.
she's on
That's
there, and I
awesome.
told you, shout out Mom, Mr. Jim,
Is my mom
and
on?
Mama Lee.
Mom, are you on right now?
So yes, I remember your mom growing up, and I would
In there
call Miss
swinging
Candy.
fingers, bossing people around.
And then like even like Richard, like he would I think like something happened where my brother had to be like babysat. So they had him in the office, and Richard ended up putting him to work, like they were like letting him stamp the checks to endorse him for the deposits.
What year was that?
Genius.
Well,
Because
how-
he was thinking it was like,
Genius.
Pam, like this is what you do. So yeah, child labor back then.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
unreal. So when did you guys meet? Let me ask that.
Well,
Or how did you guys
I
meet?
went to the original Pepe's from the very get-go.
Same. I was there.
Because we're from the West Coast, and like we love Mexican food, I mean, it's like
Mhm.
15 minutes away from the border, So we joke about things all the time, like, how are you more Mexican than I am?
Do you remember her coming into the restaurant? Did she make herself known like loud and clear? Or
We had mutual friends for a while before we really got close. But then it's like once we got close, it was like
yeah, then you
Well,
knew.
and then, but
We
like
need a
I think
wingman.
we also had different time frames that were going on. Like
Yeah.
when she had a child, little baby, she went, and then when she was hitting her prime, I decided.
If y'all both don't think you're in your prime right now, you're false.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
okay,
Come on.
We're all four in our prime right now. There's nothing else to be said about that.
You know what? I don't regret too much stuff.
No
I really
regrets.
don't. I don't.
I
I'm like,
miss that old Pepe's.
Yeah.
I love the new one, but like the new one is like, I mean, it's extremely. I mean, it's always steady.
The only
Yeah.
reason I like the old Pepe's is just so I can say I
Under
was
the
a
reg-
part. I can say I was a part of it from day one. But the new Pepe's is I like the location is bigger.
Yeah.
It's probably way nicer to work out of, and the kitchen's better.
at the old Pepe's when it was hot. It was hot.
It was
Yeah.
There's no way the AC could catch up. And when it was cold, it was
But
like freezing.
but
You had to
Pepe's
show
then
up.
though, Pepe's then is like if you knew, you knew.
Yeah.
And there wasn't
Like
a
now-
salsa bar then.
Now it's
Yeah.
Pepe's. Like you're like
Oh yeah.
you're like, can you get a seat? Like, do
Yeah.
I need to slip a 20?
I mean,
but you know, another thing I was telling somebody too is I love Pepe's is how fast they get in and out.
Yeah.
The table times, like
Oh yeah.
restaurants,
The
they
expo?
that's a tough thing to pull off. Is
It
table.
really is.
Yeah.
It's so tough, and it's like there's
Most
something-
people there have already eaten, they're happy, and they stay because they enjoy the atmosphere and just want to talk. But as far as getting food in and out,
How
if
do
you're in a
y'all
hurry,
pull that off? I mean, it's y'all's table tickets. I'd put y'all up to probably most of the restaurants on the coast, if not in the South or even further. Because it's like, I mean, y'all are faster than fast food, and I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I went to McDonald's after Crow's wedding. Let me tell you, it's 20 minutes.
you know what I honestly think? Whenever you see Dad work as hard as he does, you can't be part of the team and not want to be right there next to him. You cannot. You can't sit there and watch the man work and not want to jump in and work right next to him. So I think, like, hands down, he is the secret. He is everything for sure. I mean, which is why
I respect
his name is
that.
on the wall.
yeah,
Does he
yeah,
still have the
absolutely.
billboard on his truck?
Mhm.
That's right. You know where he's coming.
Yeah.
Yes,
That is
indeed.
a good
Oh,
one,
yeah.
for sure.
I mean, it's just impressive. I mean, because it's fascinating. Because you're like, and we're not, and I'm not saying this like to kiss your ass. I'm saying that whole place is packed.
Oh yeah.
That whole place is packed, and it's like, I mean, there might be, let's say, 2 or 3 tables, but I mean, it's always packed, and you're like, how in the hell do you get your drink, your salsa? And it's like, it's always, to me, it's under 10 minutes. Like,
I mean, you run a tight ship over there. It's
We
pretty
know what
good.
We do. You know, we know for the most part, we know that you're coming in. You're coming in for lunch. You have 45 minutes. We got to make sure that you have everything that you need. And you know, we enjoy it. We have fun. We have a great team. We're family. You know, I can look at anybody on my team and be like, "Hey, can you check on table 2? We got to get their food out." Anybody in the restaurant is going to pick up that plate and bring it to table 2. And that's just how we are. We're one
Wow.
big family.
that's dope. How many plates can you
Yeah.
carry?
Do you have any here?
No, but we know you've probably.
Tell us 100
In that
would live it.
case, 100.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Sue. When did you start baking? And was it inspired by family? Was it
I have been in the kitchen my whole life.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
seriously, growing up, being like first generation, you know, here in America, I think my parents like had the idea of like, you know, being Americanized and, you know, like I think my total upbringing, you know, like we were always like taught like food, you know, as far as like food wise. And I think my parents had always tried like to emulate things. Like if we've had something somewhere, like as a kid, I remember my mom would always make our birthday cakes, you know? So we were all, I mean, that's what I was talking about, like French bread pizzas and things like that. I mean, like we were always in the kitchen recreating things, you know? I think my parents always gave us like that sense of like, you know, we are here, you know, not just sense of like the Vietnamese side of our family, you know, but just being culture wise, you know,
Right.
I think they were very cognizant of like the, you know, being here first, you know, as far as immigrants, you know, I mean, I think about that all the time, like all the things that my parents had to endure coming over here, like language barriers and just, you know, coming from a war torn country, you know, and then uprooting everything. And
Do
then
you know
having
their
it.
story on how they got here?
Yeah, it's pretty neat for sure. You know, both sides of it, you know, my dad. I mean, like there's so many like gut wrenching, you know, things that, you know, and I think that's part of like the drive, you know, like that we have.
I mean, can you imagine right now unplugging where we're at and having to go do that yourself? I couldn't.
Yeah. You know,
Hell
like,
no.
Like,
So
let's just say,
mad
like,
props to them.
let's just say like all within an incident, and then like, you know, your money that you have because of the change of government, like it's worthless now.
So we have
Because you know they decided that this is the new currency or this is the new government or this is, you know, and like when you think about like when people like, oh, the commun, I'm like, no, you want to talk about communism and stuff, like talk to our parents, you know, because like,
Yeah,
like they
lived
know,
it.
yeah, they lived it, you know, for sure. So we're
Sue,
very grateful.
I would want to. So I have a friend, actually a neighbor. Is a coon.
Mm-hmm.
He works on boat motors, and he shared his story with me. I'm asking a story like this because I think it was over a week or whatever. He had a little water and was on a boat.
Oh, well, we were great. We were lucky because like my grandfather was like a high rank, you know, official in the South Vietnamese army. And so same thing with like my uncle was like the chief of police, you know, in that city. And so,
Okay.
so whenever they like fled, you know, they were actually on like American Coast Guard ships. So they never did that whole, you know, that long or, you know, that trip, you know, so they went to like Guam and then they were sent to, you know, San Diego, you know.
Let's see what's
So-
still that, like
but-
uprooting and starting a whole different life.
Well,
Scary.
I was truly imported. Like my mom, yeah, I'm dead serious. My mom was pregnant with me during the fall. I mean, I was born in December. You know, she didn't know
Same.
she was
Shout
pregnant.
out.
She wasn't. I know.
So you're not from here.
I was born in San Diego. So I was literally imported. I was in my mom's belly when she made the trip.
You
over
were made
here.
in Vietnam.
Made in Vietnam. Yep, for sure.
Lilian, where were you born?
I was made in Mexico.
That was made in
I
Biloxi.
came here
Biloxi.
when I
Ocean
was-
Springs.
I came
Ocean
here when I was
Springs.
4.
Well, Ocean Springs before they had downtown Ocean
Right.
Springs.
Yeah.
It's just Ocean Springs.
But I'll tell you what, like, and you know, it's funny because like you know, we joke about it all the time, like, you know, because of that, my upbringing, like being like in different areas, you know, and then when we came down here and like the people around us became our families, you know, and I think like that's one of the biggest when people, you know, back home in like in California, you know, they question like, well, why are you guys are in Mississippi and this and that? Like they think like when you roll up in here, you're gonna start hearing like, you know, the banjos and
We get a bad
You know?
rep. I ain't even gonna lie.
we do.
Like, so whenever I used to travel a lot for work, I'm like, hey, we're cool. I used to describe myself as a cultured Mississippi.
Right.
I was like, I've been places. We have shoes. Some
Yeah,
of
and
us
I-
even have
but you know
fences
what?
around our
when,
yards.
When they
Go
come here to
figure.
visit,
They're all in all.
yeah, absolutely, and they are pleasantly surprised.
But they don't go to North Mississippi because the Delta is a whole
But
different
you
world.
probably,
man.
when you got here in the 80s, I mean, my grandma, she worked at the process. She pilled.
hmm
So she always worked at a shrimp factory. When she come home, she would smoke a pack of cigarettes, probably 2 packs of cigarettes, drink,
I think all our parents did.
drink a 12-pack of beer, and she'd always play like Otis Redding, Percy Sledge. And that's like the point. I mean, my
Yeah.
grandma's from the point. And like that old school back, like the whole, like my family's the Derwins, Durons, Landrys,
Right.
Kovacevic. So my grandma, you know, but that was her thing. It was like, it was always like Otis Redding or some kind of like, you know, just that kind of vibe, like the field music. And I don't know, that was one of the best memories ever because she'd always just come home and
My favorite is like the just the tight knit community, like you said it earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
like your whole neighborhood was your family. Y'all are in each other's houses.
like I
You're
remember
welcome.
like moving down here and then like our first hurricane that we went through, like Richard, and was like, you know, this is what you need to do, you know, or like our first winter down here.
Get you some flashlights.
You know, like we had no idea you're supposed to drip the water or, you know, that kind of stuff. Cause I didn't even know what a gnat was until we moved down here.
a nap.
oh
A
man,
gnat.
I wish I still didn't know.
I
the
wish. Yeah,
names.
exactly. Those are yeah, for sure. Because like, I don't remember how. I mean, I grew up in
They're
the
not
city.
here anymore.
Bullshit.
When I literally was bit like.
Oh, they're here.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what's the worst part? The humidity. The
It's
gnats,
definitely the heat.
the heat.
I think.
I don't mind the heat so bad. It's the bugs.
I don't like I complain about all sides of the weather here on the
Yeah,
coast. So if like if
sure.
it's super cold, I'm like I'm enjoying it, but I kind of miss it.
Yeah.
I miss the sun because when it gets sometimes when it gets cold around here, it gets in that very dark and cloudy.
I don't like it because daylight savings, which I hear they're going to do away with.
I
I
think
heard
they already
that
did
too.
too, right?
I don't know.
Well, no, I think they have to go through this one.
One last loop.
Yeah, like, and then they'll stay on this.
I don't know.
Section.
Arizona's done it. I did know that. They did
Yeah.
away with it. There's on one time.
I think that messes up our body so bad.
I wonder what made all these rules when it comes to stuff like that. This strange shit that goes on.
It's like they brainwashed us into thinking this is the way
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Well, like I'd like to like the time zone thing is like was trippy to you think about like where exactly does the time zone change?
How many times? Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that is
Like at
trippy.
what point? No, you know what I'm
How
talking
many
about?
things
Like,
have you screwed
I
up
wa-
in your life because
I
time
want to
zone
know, like,
changes?
no, I'm serious. I want to know the exact location where they say, like, this right here, it's an hour past and this one's an hour. Right? Like, where's the line?
Something tells your iPhone because it switches
but
automatically.
Where? Like, do you live in that city? Like, when you step over?
Is it a souvenir shop with a line?
I just wanted to like. these
It's
are
a
legit
cupboard.
questions.
It's a cupboard in an old
Man,
person's
that's nice.
house.
Yeah.
Are we at Pepe's? This
Yeah.
is your house.
Get your own
Get
ice.
your own ice.
How dare
I'm
you?
gonna turn these pineapples upside down on this and keep it up here.
All right, so
Oh no, but going back to like Lily and I's relationship, like becoming friends. I don't know. I think when we hit it off, like
She's the
we,
yin to my yang.
yeah.
all right.
I
All
like we sit there and say, "You complete me." It's
So-
that awesome.
Is it like a
Pass that
ditch
bag of
friend?
ice for me.
Have you heard of a ditch friend? Like someone, if you're in the ditch, you call them and they come get you out of it, or is that y'all or
We have
For
like
sure.
We have
Or-
a ditch community.
Yes.
ditch community?
Yes.
We have a secret
I went
community.
in.
Are y'all in a group chat?
I'll come get
where-
y'all if y'all
Yes.
need
Oh,
anything.
we got a
Yes.
group chat.
But is it on Do Not Disturb?
Do you
or is it-
sidebar the group
Not
chat with
right.
your own group?
It
other
is.
group
It
chats?
is 24/7 on, and it is like there's no taboo topics. There is no, and it's so random.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's probably the beauty of the relationship. On
Is it videos,
It's everything,
memes?
You don't wanna
everything. You don't want to know.
know. There's like a
I wanna
beep,
know.
and then, like, 2
Yeah.
seconds
Have I made the group chat? All right, cool.
I mean-
we can deal with that.
It's you got to have a pretty wild group chat though. Everybody has to have that.
I got 10. Half
Yeah,
of them
I
are on
like-
Do Not
I
Disturb.
think
I'd say
it's
4 or
healthy.
5.
You know, you have to have your people that you can bounce. You can be
they
like 100%
they
real.
legit go back and verify that we're not crazy. Like like it's one of those things. Where,
Or
like,
they
am I
do
tripping?
verify that.
Yes,
you're
or you're like,
Shout
I'm
out
like
to the group chat.
exactly,
Ladies, if you're
ladies.
watching.
group chat. Shout out.
I don't mind the group
What's it?
chat.
What's the title of it? I know its
Do it for the
name.
plot.
What is it?
Do it for the
We do
plot.
it for
Do
the
it for the
plot.
plot.
No, there's a few.
Okay.
And then like there's a little what the text messages between like so I call it the Steesters
Okay.
from
2 E's, 3 E's.
yeah, for the Steesters from another meester.
Okay. Makes more sense now.
for sure, you know.
All right.
We
So,
like to have a good time.
I mean, that's half of life. Like, I feel like smiling is my full-time job. And if I'm not smiling, then I'm not having fun. Don't mess that vibe up. Now, life can't always be cupcakes and roses.
No, like we are like legit like belly hurting, full on tears when we cannot breathe, crying, like laughing.
that's my favorite.
That's the best part of life. Like
Yeah.
when you can have those.
All
type
right.
of laughs.
Cheers to that.
Have you
I
ever
agree with that.
like peed on yourself?
Yes.
Okay, I have too.
I try not to.
Yeah.
What's more like?
I know the time's coming
Well, I mean, I just
where I can't hold it.
It's a leak.
I had this one
I'm
where
not going to.
I had this one that was like it was the guy with the with the long dong,
Uh-huh.
and it was like some kind of like click this, and I clicked it,
I said, "Are we talking?"
and it just hit me right like, and
It literally hit you.
Well,
Was it the guy sitting on the couch? I knew it.
yeah,
Right.
but it was like I was in bed and the phone was like this close to me where I was like,
Right.
what? And
Did you send it to your group chat?
no, the group I caught it in the group chat. Like I was just
Nice.
like clicked it on the group chat and it caused me to pee a little bit, just a little bit.
Not a lot.
No, I mean,
So enough to go change your drawers, huh?
Well, I mean,
Lilian likes to tell random people that I'm famous.
You're famous.
No.
No.
What's your go-to line?
yeah.
No.
what do you know?
No.
For her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, have you ever heard of Asia Carrera?
Like a rapper?
No, people are Googling it right now.
I've never heard of it. What is it? Is it
No, your mom's on here. No,
Okay.
Matthew has no idea who she is.
I could guess. If I had to guess, she's got an OnlyFans.
Sarah says what happens in the group chat stays in the group chat.
That's right. Sarah.
No, Sarah.
That's right.
Y'all don't
They
even
gave us
wanna
a
know.
microphone. We've been drinking.
Yeah, it's happened. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
it's our show. We can just do what we want.
I do enjoy. I like the simple. I like what do you? Is it a gift or a GIF?
It's Giphy.
Well, no, I would love it for it to be a GIF because that'd be like peanut butter, and
Yeah,
I'd
I
be like,
love me some
that would be
I
like
just avoid the word completely.
Really? Anything?
Just send it.
she'd be like, it's a GIF.
Well, if Micah can ever show you, I made him one.
Aw.
Yeah, some I made him one.
But life's better with friends, and especially when you can cut up with your friends. I mean, that was one good thing that we got to do this past weekend at Crow's wedding, was hang out with all of our friends. You guys sound like y'all got a pretty kick-ass friend group too. I mean, it makes life easier whenever you got people to go through it, and if you're feeling down, to pick you up, or if you need a laugh, they're there to give you 10. And
How good are
shout out
y'all
to
at
that.
cropping photos and stuff?
No,
Do y'all make
We
y'all's
don't
own?
know. We don't. Yeah, we
Look,
don't.
I need some
edit.
help.
Yeah.
We can give y'all some pointers.
I am.
Putting
tot-
faces on heads
Yeah.
is my specialty.
yeah, I don't do filters and all that
Amazing.
stuff. Yeah, I wanted to put on the dinosaur outfit earlier, like dinosaur Sue here on the
if you let
show?
me just yeah.
Sue the dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what that is.
On that.
What is it?
The biggest dinosaur
That they found,
in a
like in the
Uh-huh.
museum in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her name
it's
is
actually
Sue.
named Sue.
Shit.
Oh shit!
We,
Dang.
we,
That's why I wanted to be in the Sue.
Garrett, where are you at, Garrett?
we
we-
seen it.
Huh?
We synced
We
it.
seen it in person.
In person.
Is it alive?
We have a
Is it alive?
Is it spelled the same?
Is it-
Yes,
Sir,
I have
they are
merch.
extinct.
I have merch. It
Merch.
says Sue on the yes.
What kind of dinosaur is it?
Sue has a selfie.
I have a beer. What's
It's a-
it?
You have a selfie with Sue.
Yes, I do.
What
Don't
kind
think
of?
about the new
There
Jurassic
is a-
Jurassic Park. It was horrible for me.
I didn't watch it.
Don't do it.
I don't.
It
I
will
started
ruin
it. It wasn't good. I didn't see any
It
dinosaurs.
will
named Sue
ruin
on it.
every bit of your soul.
Okay. I
Because
won't watch
everything's just green screen and it has nothing to do with dinosaurs running around. It's like when you watch a Fast and Furious and now
Yeah.
they're in space.
Yeah.
Word for it.
They don't like Fast and Furious is like my people, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You're like, hell yeah. And now it's like
I know.
we're all going to space.
Oh no, is it really that bad?
I mean, Fast and Furious is that way, but
No, yeah.
Jurassic
well, Fast
World.
and Furious got.
It said it there where they cloned a little girl, right? That's how it all went down
Yeah,
in
just-
Jurassic Park.
just
Yeah.
Don't ruin it for people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After number 3, you shouldn't go any further.
Is that how it goes?
3 should be like your
cutoff limit?
right?
Tell that-
Unless you're John Wick and you just like watching
Yeah.
people get cut up. And then there's no he's cutting people up.
Or Star Wars. I kind of like where they're going with that, where they're just taking it down.
Never watched a Star Wars.
Any? Okay, you should. I'm a nerd.
This motherfucker, right? Oh,
Yeah, I watch a lot of stuff. I watch too much stuff.
Star Wars.
Oh wait, that's like when
I'm
people
starting to
say. When
write it
people
now.
say like, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, there's too many good ones.
Yeah,
Like really too many.
So
good
he got me into a couple. Was it HBO, The Righteous Gemstones?
that's a good one.
ones.
It's a good
That's
one.
got like it's
Standing McBride,
from
Eastbound and Down.
Oh, he's
Katie
found,
Powers,
yeah.
so-
Katie
Yeah.
Powers.
so it's
Katie fucking Powers.
it's about that's about a mega church,
Okay.
like a televangelist church, and they live on a compound.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you need to.
It's
check it
definitely
out.
up your alley.
Okay, for sure.
Right now, didn't mind the Wednesday. That was cool.
I didn't watch that one.
I watched. Didn't mind it. I like Adam Family, like the old school.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Besides that, I haven't gotten to Yellowstone, but I'm seeing a lot of my friends dress like it now.
Yes, I think so.
It's really happening. Like
Mhm.
I'm watching my friends get really Yellowstoned out.
Well, at Crow's wedding, he had the cowboy hat on.
I feel like I'm back home.
Yeah, rip. I haven't seen any
Mhm.
Yellowstone. I've never watched it.
It's
No,
good.
I've been watching clips and I'm
We
like,
should've
oh,
brought y'all
It's good.
cowboy
No,
hats.
it's good.
You should have brought us cowboy hats. We could do it next time.
Yeah, the boot. Have you seen the Mexican boots where they like the scorpion?
I saw one with King Cobras on it.
I went into
It looked dope.
They-
I wa-
I don't know if I could rock the cowgirl look.
You gotta
'Cause
get the belt
an
loop,
Asian
the belt
cowgirl.
buckle that just spins
That's cool. I could rock that.
with your initial in it.
Big B,
I got it.
I love that though. I love seeing.
Big M.
Big M, Big B,
Big M.
MB. MLB.
Would you rock a belt like that?
I've never rocked a belt buckle. I feel like I had a couple back in the day, but I didn't have the belts that they would hook onto, so I don't think I ever had one.
Did you? I feel like you keep on giving me the eyes. Like I did have one.
I had this kick. So
let me
when
talk
my
about it.
mom got
Blame it on his mom.
Well, my mom got remarried, and I moved to Latimer. And my stepdad, we had a horse and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had some cowboy boots and wore ropers.
Yeah.
No, I should.
But I kind of had my like. This is right.
It's getting real awkward.
Can you Google
Yeah.
that?
Is that with an S or a C?
Yeah.
Let's see if I have.
Can you Google that?
I can, bro.
Okay.
You gotta look at the.
It was right at the Garth Brooks days. Remember when, like in the '90s, the Garth Brooks days were kicking in.
I didn't
Yes.
speak English back then.
So like everybody had that little kick, and I started wearing them Wrangler button downs and stuff. Like I had a little phase, but and I had a platinum tooth.
Did you really?
Yeah, I hit a shopping cart and I had a platinum tooth. I actually had a horse accident where I was riding a horse and hit an oak tree limb, lost all my front teeth, and then I never rode a
I
horse.
knocked my front teeth out playing football back in the day. And I got fake.
Could have. I mean, I could have been a cowboy.
It does kind of look like you a little bit.
What's the other line of it?
Just
Care to
so
learn
you
to
know.
run and ride, or
Just a little. I had a friend who told me.
Is it really you?
No. It's
Now
not.
I'm wondering.
No, it's not.
Is there
I
a?
promise you. She's got big boobs. She got big boobs.
Could be though.
whatever
It
happened.
could
to
be.
guitar-
I've seen the cameras do crazier things.
I have convinced a few people that that's actually her.
Right.
Yeah,
at
me
least-
right now.
At least a golf cart driver.
Yeah.
Let me see it again.
Oh gosh.
Where I was like, I don't know if I have a
Poor kid.
picture. Like that poor kid. I think she.
Ruined his life.
Whatever happened
Sure.
to guitars and Cadillacs?
That was a good time over there. I did have a good time there.
They shut it down, right?
I'm telling you, if that place would have stayed open, we
Did
would
you
all be
ever see our
cowboys by
Cheech and
now.
Chong?
Hell yeah, I did.
I like that. I like that.
Like
So, do y'all pre-plan
you
these?
didn't have to.
It's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
idea. It's always my crazy idea that this is what I do. I text her and I go, "Hey, do you have a silver blah blah blah?" And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "No, don't ask questions. I'm just asking, did you have this?" I made her dress up as the Lilian Lombardi of trophies so I could be Sue Breeze.
Sue Breeze. I love it.
I had
Okay.
the birthmark and everything.
Oh my god.
I had, like,
We need
I
pictures.
was walking around going,
Show, you have it?
I have to have Sue Breeze in here
We
somewhere.
got to get them to do some like we got
Yeah.
when we do LARP, we got to get them to come with us.
Yeah. We need to do
We're
that
waiting for
again.
our next
We have something.
we
in the
have
works.
something in the works for the next
The next
costume
party.
deal because COVID.
Why
COVID,
wait for Halloween?
COVID shut it down
we
for us.
shouldn't. We should not wait. We should just potentially
Like I want to tell you so bad because then you would be like,
don't
"Hell
someone
yeah,"
steal it.
but I can't.
We
Yeah,
could do it off air.
yeah.
Um,
Well, you would love it. I'm telling you because it would be right up your alley.
what do you come up with any of these ideas, or you just wait? You're like the Luigi to her Mario.
I'm
She's
just like
you're there. You're
I'm
there
living
for.
my best
Tell
life.
me what to put on.
You want to know? Lillian is always down to clown, and that's what I love.
That's what she gotta have.
Yes.
That's what she gotta have.
so when I
for
was
sure.
Sue Hefner and she was the bunnies, Sue Hefner was great.
I love it.
How
So,
long has this been going on?
Do you have a book of like 101 costumes?
I just have these random thoughts when they tell us like there's an event happening, and then I'll screenshot it, and then I'll send it to her, and she would say yes.
I like that. Ride
So,
or die.
You know,
Down the clown.
How many costume contests have y'all won?
we haven't done any costume.
It's just for fun.
It's just for fun. That's just Saturday.
should-
night.
For
It's
anybody else,
Tuesday.
it's for us.
You should do
We
a
do
costume
it for us.
contest.
We do it for us.
And that's why I think that's probably one
What
of the
makes
best
it so
things. Like
funny?
we crack each other up so bad.
Same. I got a little
Our
bit.
photo shoot.
Let's hear about that. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I saw the face, so now you got to talk about
We
it.
recreated. We recreated our photo shoot, and we let a 5-year-old do our makeup. It was awesome, and we posted it on Facebook. I mean, it was
Who's 5-year-old?
her sister.
Bunnies.
Okay.
It was
And
amazing.
it took how long? She put some work in
I
on
know we
it, or-
looked like
Oh,
a
yeah.
class.
She
Oh, it
killed
was
it.
amazing.
and
Killed
then
it. She straight up murdered it.
For sure. I mean, like
Shout out to Belen. Love.
yeah, for sure.
Where can they reach you?
She's not working
Put
right
her
now.
Instagram handle on there.
She's finishing second grade.
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
I mean,
wait return.
I think that's awesome. I think that was like when we started doing our shit was like the Belvedere, Scar and Toro characters. We create these characters.
Right.
We've like we just create characters like of our own like backgrounds.
Yeah, or even your alternate ego.
It wasn't even that. It was more of like a let's play.
Yeah.
Let's unplug and plug back into being kids and use your imagination. And then like just what's the first couple things that came to your mind. And next thing you know, we've got this whole world that we just kind of made up in a matter of, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes.
One of our swords is right next to you over there.
And literally that's all it is. And any idea is that. It's something that's on your mind right then and there.
That cartoon with like Captain Underpants.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I think that's brilliant.
But at that point, you either choose,
ideas,
is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Do I invest more time in this or do I not? And if you go in that studio in there and in that room, you'll see on the wall, there's a shit ton of ideas in there that we've just kind of come up with. And some of them have X's next to them where we've actually completed it. And we like, hey, we got to scratch this off the list because we did it. We've invested our time into it.
It's the same way y'all do. It's the stupid like
it's the same way in the kitchen. Like you got to feel inspired by something.
Like, oh, like, are we gonna film this?
Yeah. Like, is it funny? Let's show somebody else. If they think it's good, then
If it's cool, like, whatever.
No, we think it's funny, so therefore it's like that's
life is so stressful. You know, like there's always something going down.
But
if you don't have that people in your life where you can just be like, you know what, I'm gonna put this on the shelf right now. Let me go dress as Cheech and Chong for like 5 seconds and make everybody laugh.
I was more scared to show her dad what we were. I was like, does he know who we are? Because
and if he knows,
and then I had the big fake joint.
Are they ever going to come back and do another movie?
I don't know.
I wonder that.
I think they should.
I think they should.
But if it's the third one,
after the third one,
that's just
Where did we go? Somewhere, and somebody was really young, and they came up to Lilian and they said, "Oh my God, I love it!" And we were like, "Yeah," and we were thinking Cheech and Chong, and they thought she was
Mario and Luigi.
Mario and Luigi. I said, "Ma'am."
That's one of those like movies that you probably couldn't get away with doing for an extended period of time. We were talking about that the other day, like the Chappelle show, how you couldn't get away with putting that on TV nowadays.
Now. Yeah, but that was.
But fast forward in 10 or 15 years, and it might be back to just rawness, PG stuff. Right? You don't even know. Like,
I think the hardest part of doing what I was saying about the creative stuff is we're not just dressing up. We're starting to like write storyboards and try and act it out just to be like, hey.
And even if it sucks, it could be something that we've ruined. It could be our pretzel experiment.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we could move on to something else, and you just learn from it and know, hey, we're not meant to be good at everything, but we're
gonna try it. Like I said, I think that's the beauty of what we do. You know, like I don't think you can have success without even attempting, any of these things.
And most people don't attempt things.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to have that.
Just think,
it either works.
Pretzels, they're gonna be
amazing.
And they're
gonna have to have their own nickname.
They're gonna taste so good.
Wait, what did she?
On my Instagram them. I don't ever Instagram them.
TikTok them.
It's like I'm gonna put a video behind it.
Are y'all on TikTok?
No, she's gonna be like, they see me rolling, and she's rolling out the pretzel. It's gonna be awesome.
No, from the bottom. Now we're here.
Okay, so give us some good techniques for rolling dough. I mean, is it about the flat surface?
No,
is it about an actual roller?
Your forearm strength, baby. No, I'm just kidding. You just got to feel for it. The rolling out of the dough.
Okay, whenever you need it, do you need it? Do you punch it?
But all of it.
You roll it?
All of it. Depends on what we're doing.
I mean, do you go the long?
It is such a.
Do you have you have a bunch of secrets?
Yes, I'm not gonna share.
You don't share secrets.
Ancient Chinese.
Do you slap the dough?
Yeah, you gotta punch it. It's very therapeutic. It really is.
What size are we talking when you were working with this?
When we say like a batch, so our batches start off with it starts off with your flour weight. Yeah, it starts off with your flour weight. It is a 50-pound bag of flour. Oh, wait. The length? Oh, are we on Asia Carrera questions now? Okay.
No, but seriously, I mean, do you do it in a mixer? Do you do it and it's a big, I mean, these mixers are big. I've seen them.
For sure.
But then you pull it out of the mixer.
Then you got to bench it. And then there's so many, there's a process.
What's benching it?
putting it on the table, you've got to start weighing out,
You never gonna know what like some of our
You know what
guests that
you
say
should
shit.
do?
We have no idea
Y'all
what to say.
should go bake a cake.
We need
But
to go
it's-
bake a cake.
you know.
I'm down.
With a little
You're ba-
apron.
That's what I was telling you, like a little bit. It's like tell you now, like you're not
Only if we get to come cook in your kitchen
Okay.
too.
sometimes when
But
guests
it's
say
hard
something-
because I'm doing like when people are like, oh, you need to do like a little. I'm like, I can't do a small batch.
I don't
of
want to make
something.
any extra work for you.
You know what I
at
mean? Like
all.
a small batch. I'm like, I don't know how to do a small batch because everything I'm doing
we can
is
do a big batch.
Have you ever done a field trip for kids where you just like
No,
let them all
because you
come
want to
in
know
and-
why? Because I feel like it's such a liability because we
Oh,
have so
probably
much
is.
stuff going on.
Insurance question.
And some kid might put their hand in the thing and rip their arm off, and then the
Yeah.
machine that like feeds the. I'm like half the time I'm like I got battle scars.
I'd like to learn though, and I just want to say this: like we have so many guests on. Sometimes they talk about beer, talk about baking, talk about certain foods. I'm probably when it comes to foods, 80% of it I don't know the shit you're talking about. So I'm trying to learn it. So like it's
So
like,
like you enjoy it, and
yeah,
that's
but I'm like,
but-
damn, come on, give me a little more. What's up? Like, maybe
Yeah,
I can-
okay. What is
let me
benching?
pick your brain.
Oh yeah, but like say for instance, like I could say like Austin, he commented, he's on here. Like there are things that I know. But- so Micah, like I mean, we've talked about like stuff like collaborating, together and doing stuff and just having questions because there are things that your area of expertise, and baking is there's so much science to it, you know what I mean? And there's the feel
A lot of
doing
trial
it
and
every
error.
day,
Like
Tell
you
me
your
about
trial and
it.
error.
Sure.
Though.
How much stuff have you thrown away?
Sucks.
More than
Yeah.
you haven't?
Yeah, no, I would say not necessarily more. And if it is, it's not a mistake. You know what I mean? Like I think like you do the smaller batches to try, like as trial stuff. Yeah, that's But as far as like your day to day, that's down to a
To a T, to a science.
Yeah, because like I said, there's.
You have to. I mean, you're running the
Yeah.
business here.
But like I said,
Baking
it's all.
custom wiener cakes.
Yeah, for sure.
What
And
do
the bread.
what do you like doing out of all that? Because I mean, there's a lot of thing in that. Like, there's a lot of items in that bakery.
But what's funny is like I go places. Like say for instance, like we'll go eat at Mary Mahoney's, and like, where do I sit there? And we'll get the bread, put the butter on, and they like sit there and look at us like, "Are you really?" I'm like, "Yes." I eat my product. Like it's a different experience when you're sitting down in a restaurant and you're having your product, And I mean, like,
Is it a pride thing?
definitely.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
doubt.
like,
I
I
feel
made
like
it.
it would be
But
for me.
like who was I telling? I was telling the story.
You got to make sure it tastes right.
Yeah,
If
for
not,
sure.
you'd
For
be-
sure. I think being hands-on is a big, part of success. Like I don't think you should get to the point where like, okay, well then you just like, let somebody else handle it.
Is that why with Lilian, you take a bite out of every plate before they serve it at
Can you tell?
That is a signature move, girl. Like I'm serious.
Yep, it's good. Send it on
Yep,
out.
yes.
There's how like
We call it quality control.
Quality
yes.
control.
Yes.
how
for sure.
many like discontinued items have you created?
Not too many.
It's like McDonald's has like their item.
No, but I think there's certain things like we call it like the unicorn, like we bring it back, or that kind of stuff. Like I'll like phase things out.
You ever have somebody walk in and ask for something that you never made before, but then they swear that you have? No, I used to get it here. Like you got it, and you're like,
No.
I know better. I'm the owner.
Yeah, or it's.
But
so
the
funny.
customer's always right. Yeah, you have.
I've had someone name drop dad. It's like I know PePe. I go to all his Christmas parties, and I'm sitting there like, Christmas parties are at my house.
Yeah, the ones I'm
What are you
at.
talking about?
Well, I hate when people call me Susie
Oh,
because I'm gonna go ahead and sit there and say that's not my fucking name.
Get it right.
I'm dead serious.
Oh
I hate when people call me Susie because I've never been a Susie.
Hey,
Now, Sue Lee. Okay, Lee is my middle name. So
you gotta look
Sue
at that
Lee.
camera and say that.
No.
Just say, hey, she doesn't like being called Susie.
And everybody's gonna start calling me Susie just to do it. So they'll come in and they'll name drop, like they'll sit there and tell my like whoever's working, they're like, I know Susie really well. And we're like, that's we already know you don't call
Yeah,
her Susie.
25%
I know.
upcharge.
Exactly. Like move that down to the line, But yeah. Or they'll get
What is your favorite thing to cook?
ooh, that's hard. There's so many elements
Come
to my
on,
job.
yeah.
But you like cooking.
What do you know beyond a shadow of a doubt? You're serving it up. It is
You
100.
mean like to cook as far as like dinner wise?
I mean,
It
just
doesn't even matter,
period.
like food that you
Yeah.
like, like yours. Like, what do you
or
enjoy?
I talking about at the bakery or you just
Period.
talking about
Anything. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What would you stack up against
I-
Gordon Ramsay right now?
I am a fat ass. I love all kinds of stuff.
I think for
Like-
us it depends. Okay, so food is our love language.
It is.
So for us, it depends who we're cooking it for.
Oh,
Because a lot of the times that we cook, at least I know that I speak for you.
they're gonna go hungry,
Hungry. No.
for sure.
All right, so
it's
my
it
address
rav-
is 22.
yeah, no, for real. Like it's like full plate. Like, and then I always think of like even when we do parties, so like I think of people who are like, so I have to have like a
Allergy,
food allergy
yeah.
person, like no seafood here. Or maybe I need to have a chicken. I have a
I'm
you know.
too selfish
you
for all
know,
that. Yeah,
But there's things that you do that you love, you know, and you're just trying to be so inclusive in that
But
sense, you know.
I think people underestimate. We love food.
Like you should
Our
see
trips.
when we go out to eat, you would think we're like,
17 people.
yeah,
Fat girls.
yeah,
No,
totally.
like just 7. Like
No, there's 7. Are there going to be more people at this table? We're
Y'all
like,
take
no.
pictures of everything and post
Not
it
always.
online.
No, we
take
don't.
Pictures for us.
Yeah. There's so many things that we've done or gone place like, and we don't even like post.
All right, what's
pictures and
y'all's
stuff.
favorite appetizer that y'all have shared together, and the worst one y'all?
Oh, we can't talk about the worst
Come
ones.
on, open that king cake up. Let's get this thing.
Yeah,
cracking.
bust that thing open.
Go,
It's
you
too
get
far
a
away.
knife. Go for it.
I don't have
Huh?
a knife.
You have a knife on your wallet.
No,
I don't
Lilian
have a
packed the
knife.
knife. Lilian packed
Oh.
the knife.
Lilian
Okay.
packed
Let's go in here. We got show this, and you hold that thing up and show the people what they links in
Just
the
call it
bio.
Lee
Link,
Bakery. It's La Bakery.
La Bakery? is it? Is that another
La.
thing too that drives you crazy?
Yeah, Lay. So it's actually named after my mom. So which is
La Bakery.
It's Lay.
Lay.
Lay is how you say Lee in Vietnamese. So it's Lay.
What if you're a boy from Latimer?
I know. It's hey, is this the Lee's Bakery? That's what gets on my nerves is when they put the S at the end of it, like Lee's.
La Bakery.
Yeah, Lee's Bakery.
La.
La,
I want
Lay.
some.
Uh-huh.
Lay.
Mhm, it's
Lay
like-
Bakery.
Lay the. It was a play on words, like the
Can I do
bakery.
it? Lay Bakery.
Yes.
Lay.
Lay.
like that?
Mhm. Go for it.
Trying to-
I was gonna
We're
stick the
making.
bacon.
I'm making a lot of mistakes right now.
It's all good. A guy from Latimer. I'm sorry.
Is there a baby in it?
I put it on top. I didn't put. I didn't.
Like, did they take the baby out?
Yeah, because it was that one person that said that they're
Ruined it
about
for
to broke a
everybody.
crown or something, or like they didn't know there was a plastic. And I'm like, and it's clearly.
Are we
said-
talking cancer culture?
Yeah. Well, cancel king cake, baby.
I think. kiss
I'm
our
like, that's
ass.
the whole thing about it. Like, I love putting.
Emily, do you want some king cake?
She ate a half of a king cake this whole past week, and I'm like,
I'm
Mm.
obsessed with king cake. I want to eat
Probably
cereal.
fire.
how is
Dude,
it?
oh my god.
Is it fresh today?
Is it amazing?
Well-
Can you give me some shout out on that? Can I get king cake love?
It is. It is. I mean, I love your king
Sue, do
cake.
you want some?
In a minute, probably, maybe.
Wait.
Oh my
I'll wait.
God.
You talk. And
Yeah.
We'll eat.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, going back to our food language, like seriously, like when we go out, we look at them and then you would think that we're just like, I don't know, country bumpkins. We're like, ooh, look at this or that, you know, and
I love how you're feeling.
We coordinate.
It's
So,
not like super fat, like super fatty feeling, like where it's not like it's too like yours is not extreme gelatin style, like where it's like
right.
what?
But then you like the texture. And again, when you
Yeah.
sit there and say, like, do you come up with these things? So I'm like, I feel like the dough needs to be a certain balance between the sweetness of like I think the icing is so sweet and the fillings
love
that
it.
you use, but then
Yeah,
it's
so
like so
good.
yeah, I think you need to make the dough a little less sweet so then you can balance that, you know. So and then like I feel like when you do like the fillings in the king cake, when people are like, oh, we want a cinnamon, I'm like, if you want a cinnamon king cake, order the cinnamon king cake. Because for me, I'm like, I don't want to marry too much cinnamon with other flavors. Like I don't think strawberry and cinnamon kind of go together, like a little hint, but I don't want that overpowering. So like I said, I've made these things
What is this
and
one?
this one's a raspberry cream.
Raspberry?
And see, I love the raspberry because it's not too overly sweet.
I think it's fire.
What I love about your like I love that your king cakes like I can eat your filling. I can't eat a lot of fillings. I'm the one that scrapes off the fillings.
Yeah.
If you're because if you get a certain king cake and it's
Mhm.
like it's just too much, like it's overpowering and it's like
But I like to stuff the filling. But I think that's the ratio between like the dough part and then the filling and then the icing.
did you just watch that? Or you just
Yeah,
just
it was
really
almost
good.
orgasmic. It was
it's just fire, dude. I mean, look, thank you for I mean, this king cake is like, I don't know. I mean,
like I said, I think everybody has their favorites, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like I said, but we do what we do here, you know, to our taste, you know. So, and I tell people all the time, we're like, what do you have? They'll sit there, it's like, do you have the one that's like this, you know, blah blah blah, you know, or like from somewhere else? And I'm like, if you like it from there,
Go
get
get
it from
theirs.
there. You know what I mean? Like support them
How many king cakes will you sell in a year?
a lot. Like I just
Like
did
to
this-
the point to where you're like, I hate doing this.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually extend king cake season out for those who miss it during Mardi Gras or those that are dieting or gave it up or whatever, you know. So like say for instance, once king cake season is over, I don't really call it like the king
What
cake.
is king cake season?
You're
So
not supposed
January 1.
you're not, yeah,
Dive
well,
in on
you're
that.
not supposed to have it, before a certain date, that kind of stuff. But we'll do like in March, I'll do them all green for St. Patrick's Day. And then I'll go all the way to Easter, which I'll do like in pastel, and then we'll put little bunnies on it and stuff. And then I cut it off,
So you
and
like
then-
that? You hang that tree. You know what I mean? Where you
Yeah,
add the
yeah,
extra
you're done.
ornaments,
Yeah,
like-
you're done.
Like
Because,
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
turn
see
it
a Mardi
to-
Gras tree. in a
Your
little
Mardi
bit.
Gras tree turns to an Easter
Yeah.
tree.
for sure.
You I mean, I'm with you on your bread. Like your bread though, like your bread. I remember the first time having just your bread, and I was like, "What the hell?"
It's the carrier. When I tell people when you eat a po' boy or whatever else, I'm like, that's major part of that's 50% of your
It
sandwich.
really
You know what I
is.
love making
You
with
know?
your bread? I love tuna fish in your bread.
Really?
I don't know.
You know what I love making other than like the banh mi's that we do there? Like as far as like I do a pastrami and provolone on French bread and I
I hadn't
toast
done
it.
that one. I hadn't done that
You
one.
have to caramelize the onions and then you put it in the toaster to get the cheese all melted. Fire.
How big is your oven?
Big.
Oh, dude.
Like,
It's a personal question.
yeah, I'm just getting right in it.
Real
dude.
big, bro.
Real big.
Real
I
big.
mean, what kind of family?
You want to get rid of bodies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
one.
It's as big as that couch right there?
It's pretty big.
Lay Bakery.
La Bakery.
Love Bakery.
Mhm.
Love Bakery. You think they'll ever have their OnlyFans?
Yeah, I should, huh?
Where you make noises while you.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice. When we struck the bread, and you see how
Yeah. Yeah.
it is very phallic in your hand.
Do you have
It
to?
is 8 inches, and I make it that for a reason.
Nice. Nothing less. ladies and
Nothing
gentlemen.
less. We do have a ruler to make sure.
All right. So,
Send that one back.
what is one tip that you would give to someone starting out in the baking world? Is it follow the
Okay.
directions? Is it?
In the baking world,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm glad that wasn't me.
Didn't burn it. Didn't get anything yet.
Okay, that's expensive
right.
stuff.
We've already spilled drinks on that years
50,000
ago.
times.
Yeah. We're
50,000
3 years in. You
times.
think that's going to stop us?
I think
No.
you have to really love what you do and you need to do it day in and day out, and then as far as like I tell people all the time, like you might make a fantastic cupcake, or a frosting or whatever, and I'm like, you've got to be willing to put that work in,
Yeah. You don't just start off being the best.
you know what I mean, like, and then as far as like just having that I mean it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
All right. And then I guess a question for the both of y'all, women entrepreneurs out here. All right. There's lots, probably young ladies that are up there watching our show right now saying, how do we do what they're doing? What would y'all tell a younger version of yourselves?
I think you just kind of you look down and you concentrate on what you're doing. Don't worry if you're right or wrong.
Well, you have to worry if you're wrong.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, don't listen to that little voice in your head say that you can't do it because you will never ever do it. You just look at your craft and you just sit there and you concentrate on it. Don't look up in the sense of don't worry about what everybody else is saying or thinking or whatever because people are gonna laugh at you.
Respect
people are
that.
gonna- You just look down and you concentrate on what you're doing and you just grind and you grind and you grind and you learn. If you make a mistake, throw that out. Throw that pretzel out.
I think the best thing about us is like I think like as far as like I think you just have to be real honest with yourself. Like I'm like you have to really think about like what you really are putting this into. It's not about the cloud or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
That's
I know when like
Yeah.
you ran into me
Yeah.
like right around Christmas time and you were like, dude, you look tired. I was like, yeah, is that a way of you telling me I look like shit right now? Because like I was probably tired, But I'm like, I said,
I ran
yeah,
into y'all at Christmas
you-
time and y'all looked amazing.
brought you
No,
beer.
but
At
I'm
the
just
Rotary
saying,
or
like,
the-
I'm like just saying, like, you need to be able to put in the work.
Yeah.
And I said, and that's the thing about it. It's like we
Alright,
put in the
okay.
work. Like we put in the work, and there are things like at the shop, like, I joke around all the time. Like when I met, like I said, when Tyler and I got married, like, I probably own, and he's a very handy man. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm like, I have my own power tools and everything else. Like I need to know how to fix things that are in your shop, like whatever you have going on, like you need to know the ins and out of your business.
Everything
know,
is tough, but everything worthwhile doing is going to be.
Yeah,
tough.
you have to put the work
Yeah.
in. You have to put
Yeah.
the work in.
Well, my thing saying with you seeing you as tired was I got there as like brought you some beer, like
Yeah,
the last
I
5-10
appreciate it.
minutes, and you look like you just been slanging bread,
Yeah, I have
cupcake,
it. Yeah.
everything in that store. You're like,
Woo, yeah.
I'm like, but that's what I like seeing because it's like, wow, that's awesome because
Those are the
Yeah,
people I
'cause
like to mess
we're not a
with.
pretty face,
I mean, hands on.
I mean, I'm just
If I went to PePe's 100 times and never saw you in there, would you really be PePe's, or would you just be the person that was the face but not really there?
Thank
It
you,
makes
Brittany.
it makes a difference. Same as the bakery. Whenever you're in there, you're in there.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll come out and I'm
People
like,
probably
I'll
go
post it,
there
like,
just to see you guys at some point.
It's a labor of love, but it's
it
fun.
is, or a love of labor. I think
Yeah.
I might
Or
be the
just a
latter.
love-hate
yeah.
relationship.
What is y'all's number one product that y'all like? What is your number one product of PePe's that people buy? What is the number one meal?
Meal or product? Because I would have to say cheese dip is like crack.
Cheese
Cheese
dip
dip.
is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
good.
okay.
Cheese dip is amazing. I would have to say our French bread. That's our flagship. That is what we were,
And how many places have your French bread around here?
a good bit.
Everybody.
The people that,
People that
the people that
People
know.
don't know.
Are
Yeah,
you, are you
that
still
don't
open
nickel
to
and-
take more on? Or are you?
You know what's funny is because like I think when I first started, like I really didn't know what I was getting into. You know what I mean? Like you have
Did you
to,
go
like,
into it with intentions of I want to be in restaurants, or
No, not at all. Like it was more like I've never even taken a culinary class. Like I didn't take a day, like my dad was like, we didn't come to America for you to cook. You know? So I was like, I guess I'll go to college and learn business administration. I guess I'll take the safe route. I went to
it probably
Southern.
helps out? Though.
Yeah, totally. And then, but I think like the connections you made and the people, and like I said, as far as like the community, I think I just, I think I was in the right place, my mindset. And like I said, the effort that you put into it, the drive. Number one product I would definitely say is the bread, for sure. And I think like, I think when I first opened and then, we had desk ports down the street, and they were like, well, why would you open? I'm like, because I knew I was making a different product from what they had. And I grew up with that,
Right.
like I remember walking down there, like everybody asked me like, what's your favorite king cake? That's my favorite question when people ask me. I'm like, I'll tell you my favorite king cake. The one I saved my money for and walked down the street for is I used to go to Desports Avenue Bakery and get the custard filled king cake. That was fire.
Was that your
Sure.
inspiration?
I wouldn't say inspiration, no, but I'm
Behind your
just saying,
king
like, as
cake?
far as king cake wise, no, I think my inspiration, like I said, is I think just I love king cake. So I've tried them for so many different places, like throughout, growing up down here, and I think there's elements that I love about certain king cakes that I wanted to make mine.
Have you experimented on any new king cakes?
Yeah, like
All the
what was
time.
that all the time? Like,
All the
okay,
time.
like when a couple years ago, we came up with the Samoa king cake based off of the Girl Scout cookie.
Okay.
So chocolate almond coconut, which is after like the almond joy. Because when my mom was pregnant with me, she tore up almond joy. We have a pastry and a cake based off of almond joy. So, but like
What about Oreos? Because that's my
Yes.
jam.
There's
I just
another-
made one for our friend Sarah. I did an Oreo, so it's like an Oreo filling on the inside with
Okay.
chocolate, and then we do the crushed.
You had me at yes.
Yes.
Will that be year
I
round?
did a
or-
pumpkin spice one that was pretty interesting.
So it's all the basic girls.
Yeah, well, it had a caramel cream on the inside.
Mm.
I think I want to try. What I think I want to try to do is kind of like a coffee, like filled one with the chocolate icing. So it'd be like
Like
almost
a
like a
caramel.
Well,
little.
if you ever need any taste testers,
All the time.
Jordan
I send it
and
to
I-
her.
Can
It's
you-
so
can
funny.
you drop
We
a
want
little
it in the group
caramel on there
chat.
for me?
Okay, you want to be in the?
can you
the
put us in the
taster?
plot thickens
For
or
sure.
whatever it's called?
I'll sit there and eat and eat and eat. I love food. I mean, food is that it just food.
Yeah,
I can rap Gangster's Paradise.
for sure.
What's up? So Jeremy?
What?
Jeremy, actually, I rode from the wedding
You
to
can
the
rap,
bars
thanks
with
for
Jeremy, and Alyssa rapped to us the whole way there. Yeah, I think some Cardi B. She rapped a few
Mhm.
different. Told her you can't take the same art in another girl. So
We had a
absolutely.
great time at the wedding. Shout
Well,
out to them. To the happy bride
Well,
and
Sue
groom.
knows the Humpty dance.
Where do y'all see? Do y'all see a lot of online orders now with y'all stores?
I try not to do the online or anything like that because I need to have a physical, like I need to have a point of contact. Like I don't do like Facebook Messenger. I don't do any of that stuff where people like email you stuff. I'm like, I need to have like, because we need to have that point of contact. We want that interaction. I
That
need
face
to know.
to face.
Yeah, like for
Like
me.
when I came in there, you took care of me.
Yeah, I
Face to
just,
face. There's no way I was getting that over.
yeah, I think we as a society have moved on to that. Like we're apps.
Yeah.
Like I hate not dealing with people. And like, honestly, like conversation wise, it's like pulling teeth with some of these people, like
A
because
lot
they
of people don't
have
know how
that
to do it
out there.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost the ability to.
There's a lot of pressure to turn to online. Like you almost feel like you're doing something
Yeah,
wrong.
because you're like doing something wrong
Yeah.
that you're not going to that
But
route.
You know what? This is where the industry's going. You're gonna be left behind, and you're gonna be the one restaurant without that online presence.
Well, guess what? My doors are packed. Like,
Well, no, it's not even that. But like Sue said, we're so customizable. Like a California burrito has like 30 ingredients.
And it's
How-
15 pounds. It
Yeah.
literally is.
How do I tell you? Like when you call on the phone, I can be like, all right, do you like this, this, and this? You know, versus you on the computer just putting your own order in. You didn't realize it had guacamole. Well, you don't like guacamole.
right?
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. We're so.
Do you?
old school.
Can you?
I feel like,
really
yeah,
be
we're-
picky with Mexican food though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just eat it, right?
No. We.
I do.
I do too. If there what I pick a number.
This
There.
one's good.
That's just how. I mean, I'm telling you because if I don't try new things in food, like that's my thing. It's like I like trying different
But
stuff.
you know, there's like different types of, Mexican food, like you have your Tex-Mex, you have your, like your
Yeah, but that don't-
California,
Chipotle.
like that whole different style.
What is
of
that?
it,
It's not even Mexican, is it? It's Chipotle Mexican? Not
Yeah.
really.
I mean,
I mean,
Isn't
who
it?
sets the rules?
is
Yeah.
Taco Bell
Yeah.
really Mexican?
Okay,
Mexican.
listen. Come here, sir.
Is Taco Bell really Mexican?
I am offended.
Any fast food restaurant these days is totally. I mean, I'm going to call them out a little bit. Just down.
Well, I'm
here.
still surprised no one has came up with the fast food Vietnamese.
I think they have. It's just not. here.
Not here. No, but I mean, like, just
Like
incorporate.
worldwide.
Yeah,
like
just a
McDonald's or
franchise.
Taco Bell?
Like a franchise.
Mm,
I'm
maybe
pretty
there's
sure.
open
Do you feel
market
like
for it.
McDonald's represents
American food.
Hell no.
No.
Okay, that's how I feel about Taco Bell. Like, is it cool at 2:30 in the morning where you had a couple drinks?
Hell no.
Maybe.
But it's
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
It just went down.
They're not going to have what you want.
Downhill.
no.
It has.
I ordered some food the other night
When
from
was
there.
it uphill?
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
When they had the gray
Back
texture.
in the day when they used to
Your
have
standards
gold
were low.
ashtrays in
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
the lobby, and like when that was when you used to make the fake grill
I
out
mean,
of
but
it.
when they just had like your regular tacos, just your like little bitty taco stuff. But now it's like I always joke with somebody because like I used to, in the last few years I don't go to Taco Bell anymore. I do it from time to time, like 2 in
Look
the
at your
morning.
mom.
What? Tomorrow's mom, everything she loves. Okay, you
Oh,
might get a
so,
slice.
okay.
You might get a
Maybe
slice.
we can work something out, Mom.
Samoa.
Yeah.
Samoa.
You-
Yeah.
You don't remember the old like? I think all the fast food part though, like they had a thing like Wendy's. I remember going to Wendy's and getting like a Frosty with my
We
mom.
were told we had food at home. So
Got Wendy's at home.
Well, I got to go to Wendy's because my mom liked the Frosty and fries.
Right.
Combo, salt, and
Yeah, we didn't
sweet.
go a lot. I mean, we went to the Iowa McDonald's before they tore that one down, and that was like it. We went to McDonald's, the playground. Get there, you're
Well,
half.
I
I had-
forgot they tore that
I
one
had
down.
a friend, mom, tell us like what they did with the Frosties. And we were like, what? She's like, they used to pour alcohol and make it into like a bushwhacker. Leveled up. Think about it.
Have you
Never
done
had
it?
one.
Have you done it?
Have you? That's what I'm saying. That
Have you done
yes,
it? You have done
It's
it.
freaking amazing. And I'm like, why didn't we think about that? Like you could think about putting, vodka into your Sonic drinks, but the Frosties.
I haven't done vodka into a
I
Sonic.
haven't had that
drink yet.
either.
So try it. I want you to film it and tell me about it because it's
Do
amazing.
you see how the ideas happen?
So-
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Do you write
now-
these down?
right.
Yeah.
Or if you don't write them down, do you
But
forget them?
yes, and yeah, for sure. Like
So-
So now you want to
my roommates in college,
Yeah.
for sure, I would be like late night when I'm like, after I do, I'm like, write this down.
Did you do it first with them, or did you talk him into doing it, and then you saw if it was okay for you to do it, and then you partake? Like,
What do you mean?
well, it didn't kill him, so I'll do it.
What are you talking about?
Your ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should try to put your finger in that socket.
You probably need to write all your stuff down though. Like have it like.
Yeah, I do. There's certain things I put it away in my like mental,
You'd be probably one of the best bloggers on food.
I think sometimes we talk about like our little friend group. We talk about having a secret, like different aliases, and
Yeah.
are doing our reviews on stuff
You should.
because
Yeah,
it,
I'll promote that.
We'll,
Yeah.
We'll put it on our platform if you'd
but
like.
now they know it's us.
No, they won't. They won't.
No.
Nobody watches our show.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We have aliases. No one knows about ours. We talk about them all the time.
Yeah, mine's Jason Bowden.
No,
I know.
it's more of a SoundCloud artist that we have out there. with
Tucker
some-
Landell.
some music on it. So
I think you should have it. I think you should do reviews. And I like the fact that you're spinning it like, have you been to Sonic and took an ocean water?
Yeah, but not get it.
because you should. Great ideas with Sue.
How about gas station? What do you think? Like,
Yeah.
what's your gas station go to snack and making your own drink on the go?
Snack,
Ooh.
the gummy bears. What is the hair?
The sour ones or
Are
the
the two
regular?
for $1 or the
I fuck up some combos. That's my road trip.
Combos, yeah. Pizza combos, or what flavor? Ranch.
The cracker one, man,
Oh,
with the
okay,
cheese,
okay.
but the pizza ones are fire.
I
too,
like
but
I like the buffalo ones too.
Yes.
They're hard. They're hard to
I know.
find.
I'm a sunflower seed guy and
I eat combos every
ices.
week.
I love ices.
Yes.
Do you like?
bonding combos?
Do you like? I like alligator ice.
I like anything that ends in O's. Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos.
What's your favorite Cheetos? What's your favorite Cheeto?
I love both. I like the puff and the curls.
I love the cheddar jalapeno.
The cheddar jalapeno is fire. Yes.
I'm like,
I like the Chewies. Have you had Chewies? I
No.
love Chewies.
What is
Chewies.
what is that?
Chewies. It's a company out of Louisiana, and they get like a barbecue, and it's like a Cheeto. That's
It's like
Oh,
a
where do you-
knockoff
where's this at?
Cheeto.
You sell it?
I don't sell it. You now that I said it, you're gonna go to gas stations and be like,
They'll be
"Chewies."
gone.
You're
Anytime
like,
I find
"Chewies."
something good that I love, they take it away from me. The man just takes it away. Barbecue lace sunflower seeds.
Mm.
That's
gone.
a big one for us because like our go-to was the
McRib.
The McRib. That's the they bring it back.
but the two. It was like $2 for $1. The Frito-Lay barbecue is our. I mean, this is our.
Been eating since we were kids.
Yeah, and
Gone.
now I mean we eat sunflower seeds so much. Like you
We
go to-
tracked them down all the way back to Lay's, and they come up with some bullshit excuse about how they
they don't sell them.
quit
around here.
manufacturing
I've
them.
called the
Really?
corporate office and everything.
And I'm like, okay, well, we started a petition to bring it back, and we've got 400,000 signatures. So
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding. We don't have
The
that
most
many.
expensive pack we paid
I was
for
impressed. I was
was-
like,
Oh.
damn.
the most expensive pack we've paid for that was like $8,
Oh wow.
and it was
and we're paying for expired sunflower
It was-
seeds over here.
Oh, it's all rancid.
Yeah,
I
like,
got it
not
on
really. They were
Amazon,
delicious.
sketchy bag wrapped up like it was.
We're not any
brick.
good at it, but we should.
Let me try to come up
In our oven, in the big
Let me
oven,
try to figure it out.
we're gonna need to order sunflower seeds on stack.
It's just hard to make a good sunflower, like a barbecue sunflower seeds. And when we started, we did that video
3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago, and we had people reach out like and
Still
will
to
send me,
this day.
yeah, send me pictures and be like, found them here on this shelf, and it's
Wow,
like where
Check the expiration date
for sure.
we,
because they're all gone.
well, you look at the new ones now. I mean, it's our sunflower seeds are a very important part of life. You go to our
It's part of the
office-
ecosystem
Right.
You go to our office, and there's 2 or 3 packs. Like it's that
in
like,
rotation.
if you're looking for a snack, you got Miss Kathy Lee's Mr. Robert Nutty Buddy bars, and we eat all them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. Like shout out to you on that.
That's awesome.
The big pack too. Not she brings the big pack. We eat all of them.
Mom hooks it up.
Yeah, we get it. Like since Mr. Robert works with us, like she leaves a lot of snacks at the office.
Yeah, I'm a total snacker for sure. Like that's like to go find like new snacks. Like my sister and I will like just screenshot like hurricane parties. Like when a hurricane lockdown, I'm like, I don't even worry about it. I'm
Gummy
like, I
bears.
gotta
So
have
let's
snacks.
just say that you
I
drive
can
by
have
Bucky's
snacks.
every time you drive by.
Yes.
You don't stop in there. You just keep
Well,
driving.
Depends. Like I think I'll go ahead and put it out there. There's Bucky Nuggets.
You
Like
make
the-
better ones.
Yes. Ask Oren from Little Bakery.
All right.
He's gonna I literally think
But do you?
I literally tracked him down and I gave him a bag. I'm like, here, bruh. Since you put that
I'm tired of reading your
No,
garbage.
Do you actually take the time though? Like you like a body shop guy that you see his car, it's never painted.
Right.
Like it's just that thing, like because this is what he does, so it's never painted. You baking? Do you really take the time to bake your own snacks, or do you just?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you,
depend. Yeah.
but just for you'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Nice to stay in 2 hours later. I'm gonna make me and my son some, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
me and Cash some candy.
Yeah. And Cash is totally about like cooking and making his own stuff. Like
Does he
for
love
sure.
having a bakery?
Yeah, I mean, I just went to where did I go to? I just sent my sister. He went and picked out his own set of like knives,
That's dope.
and he literally washed them
He
and
made
put.
his own sushi.
Yes, he
That's
does,
even
like,
doper.
So, yeah, so he's all about.
Does he have a
it.
dishwasher or does he have to clean up? Because I love cooking until I had to clean.
Right.
And
But
that's
you
what
are
it is.
a really good cook.
Yeah, I don't do as much as I used to. I regret that a little bit, but it's more time than anything.
Are you like a cook, or you think like is like barbecue and that
No,
kind of
I
stuff
actually
that you
was
like
the
your
head
cooking?
chef at a couple of restaurants
wow.
whenever I was younger. Yeah, so I just worked in the service industry growing up. Later on in life, really. But my parents were like,
that's like so with the Lego set or something.
I guess supportive of it. And
he's
at
like,
one
I
point, I
want
learned that I could make more money behind the house
Right?
and in front of the house
Do it, dude.
whenever it wasn't
Like,
busy.
be
So I just went
confident.
back there and got to learn my way around the kitchen.
But like, I mean,
And then realized that it's all about effort.
that's my sister sending me a picture saying, "I got us a Mexican king cake,"
I don't like it. I know.
I know.
Too, but I don't like it.
and then I'm like, "I got us some king cake coffee," like that's what we do. Like literally, that's like our
We'll
life.
see.
So have you had
had
the
that?
king cake bluebell ice cream yet?
Yes,
No, I haven't.
Is it good?
I like it,
You-
but I
you
love
messed with
blueberry.
it?
I
Is
love.
it worth hunting down for sure?
Did you try? What do you think about Christmas tree cakes?
Well, I had
I didn't try
It's
that
been out for a
one. I
while.
didn't
The
try
king
that
cake bluebell.
But do you eat Christmas tree cakes?
I do. My sister's obsessed, but I'm kind of like meh.
That just is what it is.
Did you try it?
I love them.
Because okay, so
But have
like,
you? Could you put your own spin on a Christmas tree cake?
I'm sure I could. I need to try it, huh? The
Ooh.
Christmas tree king cake.
No, I'm asking. Did you know ice cream?
Dun dun dun! Plot thickens.
Coming over.
But Sarah made her own,
Right.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, with the bonbons. Yeah, for
What do
sure.
you think about the pecan, the fingers that is kind of popular down here on the point?
I love them.
That's
I
kind of a
don't.
tradition. My grandma used to always do the
Yes,
recent.
I love. Well, they're like Mexican wedding cookies, or like those type. I love those snowballs, whatever they. Yeah.
This is my grandma used to always make. It was she'd make the Reese balls, peanut butter balls
yeah.
with the chocolate, like the big ones.
The
like
big, yeah.
I mean, like it's like
Well, I recently, ended up becoming allergic to peanuts. I know it hurts because I
Can
like.
you eat Reese's?
That's what I'm saying. I love those, the Christmas tree Reese's.
yeah.
And, like
and the
I literally,
eggs.
I sent the picture saying like, do I just
Kill me now.
eat it, and then go ahead and put
You
the
do.
EpiPen?
is it
Like,
that
is it
bad?
worth it?
It is a little breakout.
It's a breakout. It's a full body reaction.
Emergency
breakout.
room?
Yeah.
Just how
Ew,
that-
I love looking like Woogie.
how did this happen?
Something about Mary.
But how that just? I mean,
I don't know, which
that's
is crazy.
weird.
I've eaten it my whole life, and I love it. That's what I was talking about.
How did you find out?
I just started having no, it wasn't from last year, but just like years ago. I just ended up having a severe reaction to it, and then it was like, bam, you're allergic to it.
That sucks.
But I love work and I make stuff, and I'm like, I put gloves.
Can you even touch it? Or is it just like
I can. I just can't. But it's torture not to be able to eat it because you want to be like,
yeah?
It's like James Steed. He has that.
oh, he eats my king cake.
But
Gluten.
but he's like he has an allergic. I forgot what it's called, but he
Yeah.
has an allergic reaction, and he has to like he will be like, you know what, I'm eating.
Yeah.
And he,
Yeah, that's what he went and picked up a king cake. I said,
Like if they told me I was allergic to shellfish, I'd like
I
give me
would
my
die.
pin.
there,
Give me my
what?
pin.
You know what? I was telling who was I telling that story to? I'm like, you could be a diabetic because there's like sugar substitute. You could be have a celiac and have gluten-free stuff. I'm like, there is no substitute for seafood.
No.
Like that fake seafood stuff.
It ain't
tastes
cutting it.
No. Have you ever had fake shrimp like that vegan shrimp? It's terrible. I don't care what people say. And a cauliflower pizza is not the same as a regular pizza. I mean, it's good in its own right, but
just
it is
ain't
not
there.
the same. And I can't have.
Do you do any supplements with anything that you cook for people's dietary? Is there like a wheat dough that you
No,
use
because
or-
I would be cross contaminated. Like we buy flour by the pallets. It's there. It's there. There's not like
Do you
you're
think
not
you're ever
gonna
gonna cut butter out?
Did you hear her
Did you
whole
tell me
butter
about
spill
milk?
earlier?
Did you say milk?
She's making her own.
Well, I went to a restaurant one time and I was like, ma'am, I said, ma'am, I know. I said, ma'am, can I get some butter? And she was like, it's on the table. And I was like, is it? I'm like, I'm looking, am I, am I fine? She's like, it's on the table. I look over and I'm like, I don't see the butter, I'm thinking, a little thing. It's a blue bottle. It's Parquet is not butter.
I'm with you. Oh
Okay,
my
it's
God.
not
What is that
butter.
butter
They
spread?
They had the bottle with Parquet. And I was like,
I don't even want to guess what restaurant you're at.
Somebody trying to make me eat parquet on a corner cob. And I was like, "Where's?" Oh, I was like,
Sounds like you had a Latimer crawfish boil.
I was like, I ain't put like when they like I do not like parquet.
Parquet. Yeah, I cannot do Parquet.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, it is not. I can believe it's not butter because it's not.
I mean, even
For
like
sure.
even me with the cinnamon and the butter, how they do the mixture.
Mhm.
They try to make this own different styles now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, like you got to.
Just Parquet. is
Yeah,
not butter.
down.
We're
Down for sure.
Want a hat? I was really gonna make you. A
Can you
king
just
cake.
give me one?
How much butter do y'all
You
use
just put
at,
butter?
at your
Yeah.
restaurant?
A lot.
Bunches
Or at home even.
Yeah.
by the pallet.
So I started messing with Emily. We started watching all these like Michelin chefs, and every time like I watch one of their videos, it's like butter,
Mhm.
butter. Like it's always a
Cream
butter.
fraiche.
Yeah, it's like more butter. I'm like, the other night I was like, I'm making us. I had some Matt's deer meat, and I'm like, butter, more butter, more butter.
Are you obsessed with deer meat?
I hate it.
You hate it? You know why? And I tell people all the time, if deer meat was really good, why are people always giving it away?
I don't hate
Except
it.
for the backstrap.
I don't
think
hate
that's supposed
it.
to be like the
Did you eat
main
some of that
part.
beef jerky today? The deer jerky?
Yes.
Fire, right? Dad made it.
Huh? I know. There are people like, they're like, if deer meat was really that good, like, why are people always like, I have people all the time like, hey, I'm gonna bring you.
I don't give any deer meat away. I
don't
give
give
it
it
to some
away?
customers. I give Jordan some
Yeah.
of that. That's not like
Or
giving
do
it. I'm
you
not
have,
like
like,
I'm not
abundance?
begging for anybody to give it to
Yeah.
by any
Yeah.
means.
I like doing. I have a rice cooker. I love
What
Japanese.
kind of rice cooker?
I learned how to do the knuckle. Okay.
Okay.
But I love, and it like every day we have two cups of rice on every day. Jasmine
2
rice.
cups.
Yeah, I just love rice. Even if
Right.
I just like having it on. But I like the deer meat. I like doing. I'll put some like was it Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Just a couple of things, but like
Worcestershire.
she got me this like hot spicy honey. I love honey,
Oh yeah.
and I just put that on that rice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's game time. And I throw out a couple jalapenos.
Deer meat in the
I mean,
I ate deer meat anyway. Yeah, but
I'm gonna eat-
mainly jerky.
jerky.
My favorite. Get my dad busy make some.
that was really good jerky today.
Yeah.
Can you make beef jerky?
I don't eat beef. I don't.
You don't eat
That's what-
beef?
I don't eat beef. I really don't.
So what we're talking about right now?
I know.
Fin-
So not even a
No.
steak.
Are you
No,
going to
that-
protest this
Not
No,
now?
I'm
even.
not.
Not even
I'm
a
not.
hamburger.
I don't. I know. That's the funny part about it. I
I
think.
eat it and I describe it to her.
Yeah, she does.
You've never had a 28 day.
No.
Wagyu.
No.
I would say you're missing out, but I feel
I
like
know, but I like I
you
said, I
got
love
something
butter.
else.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
Seafood.
Seafood.
How about pho?
Yeah, I eat chicken pho. I know.
Come on.
Pho's not my favorite. I don't like pho. What do I like? I like. Have you had hutiu?
I don't know. Probably. I can't
What
read
is
the
it?
menu.
We need to go to the restaurant together. I'll order it for you.
Is
Which
it Ken
one?
Balls?
Whatever. Oh, I'm gonna come at the house, huh?
What do you-
which one?
It has like 2 different noodles in it. It's got a clear noodle and then
where's your Vietnamese spot at?
my house.
No, a
I
restaurant.
can't. I mean, like there's only 2 here. Like 3. There's only.
What's that
You
one?
rotate.
What's that one we've been going to? I really have been enjoying it.
It's over there by on Oak Street.
Oh, the Yung Thao down the street
yeah.
from us.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but like
fire.
I said, there's like
I get to
different-
pad thai there though every time. It's probably disrespectful to them. They're probably like this guy, but
coming
it's
here.
fire.
It is. Yeah.
I don't care. They even know whenever I walk in, don't even ask me what I want.
Yeah.
Just bring it to me. I love it.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, like I don't go to a restaurant to order pho because like we make, you know what I mean? Like there's you make, so it's
Now
like,
I feel like you're bragging. Now.
You know?
I feel like you're
No.
just
Humble
making fun of a
brag.
white
but
person.
you know what I
Humble
mean?
brag.
Like it's not like I now if I go into other
Where do
cities,
you
like,
start with pho? Is it you got to get a good broth?
for sure.
I
you
mean,
gotta
it's
know
like
how to-
gumbo. Everybody knows you start with the roux,
Right,
but
right.
with pho, what is it?
It is the beef stock for sure, but then you have like all your elements that you have like the like the onions that you fire on the grill, like you get that smoke, like there's things that you char, and there's like the seasonings in it, but for
I'm
me,
getting
like I
hungry
said,
now.
pho is just not pho is not like my go-to, like because I feel like there's so many other things like bun sao, which is like I don't know if you've ever had that. It's like a Vietnamese crepe that has like a coconut milk in it. It's got like turmeric and they put like
Just like a dessert.
no, it's
Sounded like a dessert. Crepes are
yeah,
like
but it's
desserty.
like it's so good.
What's the shrimp that's like full blown in the shells, not dried, but it's got that sweet sauce.
Oh, like caw. Yeah, that's
Oh
the
my
one. Yeah.
God.
It's sweet, but it's salty. And you have to
Oh
eat it
my
with rice.
God.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I just show up. I'd show up to my friend's houses, and
You're like, you gotta eat the shell. Like they eat the shell. Like it's calcium, bro.
well, the grandma will be
Cleans
like,
you out on the inside.
I mean, the grandma. I remember one time she like handed me a bowl, and I was like, okay. She's like, eat. Like
Hmm.
it's more of a
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat.
Yeah, you're gonna
for
eat.
Sure.
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I was sitting there, and she's like, and I peeled it off.
Yeah. And you're like,
She's
the
like-
flavor's right there.
She's
Yeah.
like,
You gotta eat the whole
yeah,
thing.
She's like covering her like in my plate. And I'm like, I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
wow. The whole time I'll be like,
Look
you
at that
can't eat
savory
shrimp.
crepes are where it's at for sure.
I've never had them. How does these people know this stuff? We don't have that many.
They have cool friends that
I
introduce you to
know.
them. To
I used to
different-
wear
You want to be a part of the group?
I
Let's
used to
go.
have
I ain't in the group.
I used to wear bell bottoms, and yeah, I used to wear bell bottoms back in the day.
If
True story. I used to hang out with Mac and
Oh,
like
okay.
Jinkos,
no, they're bell bottoms. They're skinny
Yeah,
jeans
yeah.
with a bell bottom. I had the haircut.
so Jinkos.
Jenkos, yeah, like super wides.
We need pictures.
Or
We
did-
probably
they're
have
out.
some.
They're
Mike is
out there.
probably there with this.
No, I mean, I
too.
just I really enjoyed when I in school. I had a few friends in Vietnamese, and I enjoyed being around them. I enjoyed spending time together. It was always fun.
I always appreciated learning the culture.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean, it's just different.
Badass culture.
Um,
I mean, badass. You better love 1738. You better love good luck and. Oh, I love, like, I just got fascinated with food. And I was so nervous when I first started experimenting with, because I mean, you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Some of the
for
shit
sure.
is not pretty.
No.
You know, like you're like just, and I was just like, damn, I'm blown away. That is the best food. I would say right now, Vietnamese food, Mexican food are my number.
Well,
one.
it's so flavorful. You know what I mean? Like, I think for both cultures, and then like we have basic stuff that we cook, and like there's stuff like, her dad's made. And I'm like, we have something like this too.
Have y'all ever collabed a dish together?
We need to.
Like just something random? I mean, we should just film
We're
it.
going to do a Mexican king cake. A
I like it.
savory
What
one.
would that be?
I
like?
know, a savory one.
Yeah,
That's
what
we
would
were
that be?
talking
Fried
about.
ice cream inside of a
No,
king
we're
cake?
talking about a savory one, like actually like a,
You keep saying that
Yeah.
word. Keep saying that word savory.
know,
like,
like-
Savory.
Like, have you
Who's
seen,
savory?
have you?
Savoy.
It's savory. I don't know savory.
I can't with them. No. Have you seen the ones where they do like the crawfish cream on top?
Yeah.
That's it.
Is that savory?
Similar,
Yes,
but
a,
not-
a Mexican
similar,
version.
but no.
Yeah, but a Mexican version.
Will it have?
Like, but that's the thing about it. Like, we've done stuff and we're like, ooh, but what if we did this?
I like it.
So,
Well, look, Sulian, thank y'all so much for coming on the show.
Hold on, I gotta ask
We
one
need to do
more-
this
I gotta
again.
ask one more question.
Okay,
though.
one more. Go ahead.
Okay, like Mexican breakfast.
yes.
What is a Mexican breakfast?
Chorizo sausage.
What do we eat? Chili chili.
Teresa or chili?
Yeah, chili. That's
the
well, that's the best
hangover
thing
food.
because when we
2
when I have
eggs, chili
leftover,
chiles, a little bit of cheese on top.
when I ask for extra salsa and chips, she knows why. It's my breakfast in the morning.
I like it. All right. Look into the camera. Tell everybody where they can
Where's the
find you.
camera?
Right there.
At La
Tell them
Bakery.
don't call her Susie.
Don't call me Susie.
Yes,
It's
don't
called
call
La
her Susie.
Bakery.
Not
And-
Lee
Lee
Bakery.
Oh.
Nah, Lee's
L
Bake-
Bakery.
Mhm. Oh, I get it all the time when we get the phone call.
Sue Lee Bakery.
Well, they're
Not
like
that
this.
either.
Is this the Vietnamese bakery? We're like, well, we're Vietnamese owned, or I am Vietnamese, but it's not per se a Vietnamese bakery. We're just a bakery. Like to say we're, I
And
know
when
there's
you,
no titles.
when you see Lilian, you better look at that photo of her and her father because she's also an owner too, guys.
Yes.
Give her a smile.
better know
Phil.
that.
Thank y'all.
She might check you out, but let me tell you.
So tell them where y'all are at. Tell them those addresses.
Okay, we're located on Central Avenue in Dyersville. Come see us. I don't care if you butcher the name. Just come on.
Just call them. And I heard you on the radio the other day.
Did
She's
you?
so good
Yeah,
on
the
the
radio ad was
Yeah.
dope. That was dope. You did a good job.
Such a fun time. I enjoy it.
You're natural. And then where are you at?
I'm at 280 Oak Street in Biloxi at La Bakery. Come see us.
Order whatever you guys want. Bread.
You know, Garrett's not here, so we got to stop this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go do that. Do you want to sing a song?
Yes.
Y'all want to sing a song?
Crawfish and beers.
Everybody knows.
All right.
I got friends in low places. What do we
Too
want to say?
legit.
Too
Too
legit.
legit to quit. My mom made them pants, so I'm mad about it. That was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks for having us on, for sure.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for this show. Gulf South Productions, Daniel Zada and the team for all events, concerts. They throw the big events. They do it right. Check out Gulf South Productions. Golden Gulf Insurance Services, property, casualty, home, auto. We got you. 228-207-0298. Match by appointment Gautier. 228-623-7230. 50 to 8% off.
Coffee and beer is the greatest thing, dear. Sometimes I think about her in her lovely dress. She's said she want crawfish and beer. Took her down the street. Come on down, let's have ourselves a real good time. So crawfish and beer.
Close that chap.